What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream, you guys. Please, y'all, put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me perfectly fine. Put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me perfectly fine. Cause listen, I don't have my I'm on a different audio setup. So put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me if the audio is good. Please let me know if the audio is good. Can y'all hear me okay? Hear me if the audio is good, please. Let me audio know if the audio is good. Okay. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, good. So what's going on, fam? How are you guys? I hope you all are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. So I'm not gonna keep y'all too long, but I definitely listen, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long because your girl is tired. But I decided to pop up and just get your thoughts on this whole DDG situation. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. I have a clip for y'all, so I'm gonna play a little bit of what he had to say in the topic. And I want to just share a few things with you guys, and I want to get y'all thoughts on it. So listen, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button on your way in. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in. That is definitely going to help the channel out. Shout out to Lorenzo Redmond, Pharaoh Ishmael. What's going on, Pharaoh? Whitney R in the building. Thank you so much for being here, Whitney. Kevin from Brooklyn. What's going on, Kevin? Gerard Cook. Ada James, what's going on? UFO Kamikaze One. Thank y'all so much for being here. Alex, I am Alex. What in the building? Thad H, Terry Haggins, Michael, King Sweets, and Danny Omega. Thank y'all so much for being here. Shout out you guys. G7 First Class. Thank you so much for being here. Pharaoh already starting off with the super chat. Thank you so much. Pharaoh says, was Halle Bailey the Medusa baby from Men in Black? I don't know. I have no idea, Pharaoh. Oh my God. I don't have my horn sounds today, y'all, but I don't know, Pharaoh. But thank you so much for the super chat. Listen, as you come into the building, make sure you guys hit the like button. Hit the like button. Also, if you're feeling generous and you want to support the channel, go ahead and hit that super chat or cash app the channel. It definitely will help me out. So you guys see the title. So DDG exposed Halle Bailey for keeping him from his son plus more. So I want to get y'all thoughts on this because y'all know how crazy it could be when you have to deal with a baby mom when you guys are not together and you have children by this person. Y'all know how damaging this can be for a lot of fathers. You know what I'm saying? How a lot of fathers have to go through the court systems and they have to fight to see their kids. And I'm not saying this case is there to that point, but if this is what's happening now, we could see this coming down the pike, right? And I, for one, think it's unfortunate that a lot of fathers have to do this because honestly, and I want to say this, as a mother, sometimes we can be overbearing. Sometimes we could be clingy. Sometimes we want things our way, or the highway. We think in many cases that because we have the baby and the baby grows inside of us, that we have the higher authority over the child, and that the father is just secondary. That he doesn't have the equal rights as we do as mothers. And there are a lot of women who think like that, and it can definitely be a challenge when it comes to raising your child or your children especially when you are not with the mother of your child. So I get what's going on with DDG, and of course, naturally, y'all know how I feel. Naturally, I'm like this, I'm gonna go to this is why it's so important to vet the person that you're dating, and don't, take time to know if you can have a stable relationship with this person before you create a child. Because once you create a child, now you're adding a different element to it. And now it's just not about you, but it's about the child, and the child ends up being the one that's hurt in the situation. You know what I'm saying? And so I think, and I know it's difficult. I know it's difficult. Oh Lord, my hair is a hot mess. I know it's difficult. And this is why, I understand that life is life. Life be life in, right? And things happen. Nobody predicts these type of things, or nobody, I don't think, go into a relationship with the mindset of, oh, we're gonna just break up and we're gonna create these issues. But I think to me it's most important to establish a stable relationship with the person, be with that person for a little bit of time, and really go through some things with the person to see if y'all can weather the storm, to see if you can actually sustain a relationship with this person before you start and commit to each other and go through some obstacles to see if y'all have what it takes to actually, weather the storm and be together. And then introduce kids into play, because once you add those children, it's a whole different dynamic. And a lot of people fall short, and once again, the children are the ones that suffer. So, that's just how I see it. And I think a lot of times people go into it with, with great intentions, of course. And you go into it with the idea of that we're gonna make this work, and then you have a child, and then it falls apart, and then you end up in these situations where you're, especially for fathers who want to be in their children's lives, especially for fathers who love. And it's clear that DDG loves his child. I've seen countless videos of him with his son. You clearly can see that this man loves his son, and I'm sure the mother, Halle, loves her son as well. I think both parents love the hell out of their child. So is that's what makes it more difficult, because he wants equal chances to see his son just like she does. But a lot of times the women in the situation feel like they take precedence over the father because they carried the child, in a sense. They feel like their bond is more closer to the child than the father's, when I don't believe that that's true. I think fathers should have equal rights to see their child and be there for their child and all of that. So I wanted to say that, to just set the stage for the clip that I'm gonna share with you guys. Great win! Thank you so much for the super chat. Says DeeDee with the late night stream. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, Gray. Farrah also says, "Nah, D, you look good like a coffee shop girl." Really? What in the world? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I take it. I'll take it. Um, but yeah, I want to go ahead and get into. Let me pull in the clip first. I'm gonna go ahead and pull in the clip of what, I'm gonna play a little bit of what he had to say, and we're gonna move from there. Hit the like button as you come into the building, y'all. Please hit the like button. Here we go. So I'm gonna pull his clip up, and then we're gonna play it, and then I want you guys to chime in. So definitely chime in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation, because it's getting messy. Hold on one second. Here we go.
What's good, y'all? It's not clickbait. I don't even like.
Can y'all
Y'all know
hear
I
the clip?
like doing like skits and like just having fun on the internet. I don't really
I hope
like
y'all can hear the clip.
talking about real life, but I feel like
fun on the internet.
I have to, and it's getting to a point where I feel like I'm honestly getting, when it comes to me just wanting to just be a dad. Y'all know how much like I love Halo. That's literally the best thing that ever happened to me. And this is literally my last resort. I feel like I don't have no type of like hurt, bro. Like I don't have no type of say so. And I keep getting this word thrown around like this is I don't give a if this make me seem childish. I just want to be able to
This word thrown
see my
around like
son when I
this.
want to see my son, take my son when I want to take my son. Like I don't care if this make me look childish, if I look like I'm on the internet crazy, whatever I don't care, bro. Like I don't care what nobody thinks. I literally just want to be in my son's life, and I feel like I'm getting bullied. I'm constantly being called a secondary parent, not a primary parent, and it's like I just don't know what to do at this point. I don't know what to do. And that's why I'm like, maybe this will make her want to have to let me see my son. But I get to see him, but it's very minimal time. Like if y'all ever watch, I know I usually Snapchat when I'm with my son. I live stream every day, so y'all kind of get to see. I've been around girls all week because I don't get the chance to be a dad when I want to be a dad. Like you think I don't give a about hanging around those girls. I want to be around my son. You feel me?
Mhm.
But since I can't be around my son, I'm obviously gonna work. I'm not gonna sit in the crib, look at the wall, and cry about this. You know, I'm gonna go work. So it's like every single day or every other day, I'm trying to see him. I'm trying to get him to come over or whatever. I never get him dropped off. I always go pick him up. I live far, so I'm driving hours to go get him, and then I get there and I can't get him. Or I can't see him. My son is sick right now. I want to see my son. I want to hold my son. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I just want to comfort him. I want to put him in the shower, get some steam in his nose so he can feel better. I don't get the chance to do that. I get pinned against the wall, and then everything else is variables on why I can't see my son. You feel me? Like,
So yeah, I feel you. And so, people like to jump to conclusions on social media, and especially when it comes to the women. Y'all know a lot of women are automatically jumping to the female side. Most women don't hear the man's perspective. They jump to her side and just automatically defend her, and make it seem like he's just clout chasing or whatever. But we know that this is something a lot of fathers go through. So many fathers are deemed deadbeats and don't want to have anything to do with the children. But in actuality, there are a lot of fathers who love their kids and want to spend time with their children and want to be good fathers to their children, and they're struggling to do it because the mothers are bitter for whatever reason that the relationship didn't work out, and then they start playing these magical games with the kid, using the kid as a pawn. And I think that that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? It's really unfortunate, and these fathers are just being dismissed as if they, don't care about their kids. And so, this is just another situation, that we're seeing playing out right before our eyes. They're saying he's clout chasing some people. Some people are like, saying negative things towards him. Every time he says something, it's negative towards him. There are a lot of women who didn't think that he was good enough for Halle, even though they don't know. We don't know these people personally. So we can only go off what we see, and a lot of these women go directly to defending women without even giving the man the benefit of the doubt when they see that this man clearly loves his child. They see him in these videos really loving on his son, and he's there for his child. And then when something like this happens, it's like all of that just goes out the window and they have amnesia. Like, you don't see that this man is in his child's life, and he's there for his son. He takes care of his, you could tell he's a great father. But that they get amnesia and they lose their minds when it's something like this, just to automatically defend the woman in a situation as if she's perfect. And once again, we don't know these people personally. We don't know what goes on in their everyday lives, but we can only speculate based off what we're hearing. And see, I'm not going to jump to conclusions on either side, but I'm just going to go by what I see. And this is clearly a father who wants to be in his son's life, or he wouldn't be making this video saying, hey, he want to see his son. It wouldn't be an issue. Like, on the other hand, we got a Umar Johnson who's out here where his daughter is losing it. Once again, she's all over social media still looking for attention, in a sense, because she don't have her father in her life, or she didn't have him in her life, allegedly, based on what she's saying, and she's crying out for help. Then when you have fathers who are there for their kids, in their kids' lives, fighting to see his son, the women use that in a lot of cases against him. And I just think that that's unfortunate. And I mean, it's sad that the man has to take the back seat to fatherhood. That is that the mothers are always put at the forefront of it, when fathers are right there the whole time. When you have active fathers who've been there throughout the pregnancy, been there with her, supporting her, right there, seeing his baby come out of the womb, right there, happy to have his child in this world and happy to be there with him, and they still got to go through this. I think that's unfortunate, because there are some deadbeats who could care less, who ain't trying to see their children. But them, you don't talk about them, but the good ones who are trying to see their kids and want to be there for the kid, love that they still get the same treatment. But that's crazy to me. And so, based off what he's saying, he's basically saying he hasn't seen his child in a while, and him and Halle have not been together for a while. And he's going to continue to talk and say, look, he was invited over to see his son, and then when he get there, oh, he can't see him. It's games that's being played, you know what I mean? And Whether it's this story or another story, it's a lot of stories like this. We see lots of stories like this. We see these types of things happening all the time. But then again, a lot of these women want to put the men on child support, but you don't want them to see their children. A lot of men are paying child support and still don't get the proper visitation rights to see their children, which is crazy. And yes, of course, somebody said, "Oh, take him the court, take her to court." And he mentions it. He's going to end up having to do that, which I don't think that's something that he would have chose to do, but he's probably going to have to do that in order to get the proper visitation rights to see his son. And that's crazy. This is what I say once again, and I'm not trying to be hypocritical or anything, but you have to be careful who you have children with, because that, if especially if you want to be in your child's life and you want to build a relationship with your child, you have to be careful with who you have children with, because a lot of times, if the relationship don't work, sometimes these that's where you have these bitter baby mamas, where they get mad if they don't like what you're doing, and they have a problem with everything that you do, and then cause a scene and a problem every time you do something. And that's just going to make it worse for you and the child, in my opinion. Let's continue. Hit the like button, y'all.
Like it don't have nothing to do with me working, by the way. I'm not gonna air out her business, but me and her has not been together for a long time. Like, I don't know if it's I don't know what it is, but it's been going on for a minute where I just never got on the internet and said nothing. I mean, I might like throw like little subliminals or some shit like that, but it's like, bro, like I don't want to get on the internet, because at the end of the day, this is something that can really like with him. But I'm really just coming on this as just a dad that really don't know what to do at this point. I've been dealing with this since he's been born, damn near. It's like I really feel like I'm a nanny at this point. The nanny has been able to have my son more than me, and I don't even know the nanny name. Like, it's just not fair, bro. So I have to come on here and I gotta do this. I don't want to be on no shade room, bro. Like, I don't want to be on no blogs and no like that. I'm just trying to kick it, but I gotta do like this. Now I gotta go to court, do all this extra when it ain't even gotta be like that, bro. But today was my last straw. I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all, if y'all was watching me stream yesterday, y'all know I'm like, all right, I wasn't even gonna stream today. I'm like, I ain't streaming today. I'm gonna be with my son. I planned my whole day to be with him. My whole day was around that. And then I get there and I can't, and I'm kicked out of the crib, can't see him, whatever. Mind you, we have our own lives. Like, she got her own shit going on. I got my own shit going on in terms of who with. Like, we not together whatsoever. We not boyfriend and girlfriend. So ain't got nothing to do with the content. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I've been dealing with this forever, where I feel like I'm a secondary parent. And I know a lot of dads out there go through this, and the kids will never understand. Luckily, my son is only one, so I don't have to like worry about him like feeling like, oh, my pop's not there. Every time I'm there, he got a smile on his face. He happy to see me, but he only can see me for no more than 48 hours. I haven't had to have my son to myself for longer than 72 hours, max. He's getting picked up, taken away. I can't come get him, whatever. Like, it's like, I don't know what to do at this point. I genuinely don't know what to do. And it's like, I'm just going to come on here and just say what I say and then get off, go about my day. I just feel like this needs to happen. It needs to be some type of repercussions for this. Because I'm not a deadbeat, nowhere near. I have inspired dads across the world to want to be in their kid life. Why make it harder for me? But
Right. And I see what he's saying. And listen, I see some of y'all comments about, him having his son in his streams. You know how streams and recordings work. And I don't watch DDG all the time. I do see the clips from the streams, but there's no guarantee unless you watch every stream and you know the date that the stream came out, and how a lot of those streams are cut into pieces. So he could have been streaming all day, and with his son on that day, or like he said, in what he had in what 72 hours at the most 3 days. He could have been streaming the whole day, and those clips come out and spread out, and you don't know if that's multiple days or if that's one day. You know what I mean? Like I could record a bunch of videos in one day and then post them, which I do, and post them different days. Like recording and streaming in this YouTube stuff is not, you know what I mean? Unless you have the dates of the stream and you know that this is every single day. A lot of that stuff is recorded in one day. So it's no way to really know if how many days he had. Because the people watching, it's like, oh, he had that kid every single day. A lot of those streams are the same days. A lot of that's broken up into small clips and posted all over social media. So to a lot of people, it looked like, oh, he always have that kid, and a lot of those streams are from the same stream, just broken up. So that's how we do videos. That's how we do content. A lot of times we record a lot and then break it up over days. It's all done in the same day a lot of times. So I'm just saying, because that's, I know how it works. So we don't really know how often he has his kid. You know what I'm saying? Every day I see clips of streams with him in Halo. But a lot of those, I know a lot of those clips are from the same day, because a lot of times it's the same stream. So, that's neither here nor there. I just know how it works. So, to the people watching, the assumption is, oh, he always has to get, but if he's telling you he has no reason to lie, that he wants to see his child. Now, I will say that, but I also will say this. These are the consequences that come with making a baby with a person who you are not sure that y'all can maintain a relationship. You see what I'm saying? These are the consequences when you make a child with a person who you have not established a solid relationship with first. This is what tends to happen. And people were saying, of course, I would say something like, make sure marry, commit to the woman and all of that. A lot of people do get married and they still walk away from the marriage. So it could still be, he made that point too, because he made several videos actually. He made that point too. So I will say, that getting married does not prevent this from happening. But what could give you, and nothing can prevent this from happening, to be honest with you. There's no one size fits all perfect way to do any of this. But you got to put your best foot forward to get the best possible outcome. And the only way that I can think of by doing that is to build a solid foundation with the person that you with. Spend time, really vet that person long enough to know, so y'all can go through some things to see how this person react. If they gonna stay with you, ride with you, if they gonna walk away. If they end up walking away, then you dodge the bullet. Don't go, you ain't gonna make a child with that person, because that's gonna be detrimental for you and that child. So vet these people. Don't go get no damn babies, because that only complicates the situation. This is the advice I would give people. Vet each other. Go through some things together. See if y'all can stand the test of time. Give it a few years, maybe, and see how if y'all can be together, if y'all can work through some stuff. And then, y'all, to me, then you commit to that relationship. Then you marry the person, because at that point, you got somebody who's solid, who at least, y'all gonna be able to work through some stuff. But a lot of times people have the kids too soon, and then when the obstacles come in a relationship, they can't stand the test of time. They have differences, they can't work it out, and now you end up in a situation like this where you're struggling to see your child, because you're used to seeing your child every day. The benefits of having a committed partner or two committed people there who gonna ride it out with each other and work through the differences is the fact that when y'all do have kids, listen, ain't nobody walking away because y'all have a disagreement. Ain't nobody walking away when it gets tough. And you know that your kids have a stable foundation. So that way you don't have to worry about when your child is sick, worry about having to commute to get them and being denied to see your child. If you're in the same household with the child, you can sit there and spend time with your kid, and y'all both can spend time with the child, because y'all are together and you're in that household together. That's the benefit of having a two-parent household and being there for your child. Because at the end of the day, when you create a family, it's not about you and the person as much, it's more about the child. It's more about the child, because you have to raise these children in stable households so that they can have a stable environment to thrive and grow. So yeah, and I think if you don't think that, or you are not sure about a relationship with a person, don't make the baby with them until you are sure. That way, if once again, and I'm just repeat myself, once again, if the relationship does not pan out, at least y'all didn't create a child. And y'all can move on and not have to deal with that. Because I remember hearing DDG say he don't want a bunch of baby mothers, which is admirable. But at the same time, y'all not together, so that's your baby mother. That's the mother of your child. Y'all not together, and now you got to deal with this. And more than likely, if they can't work through these situations, they may not get back together. And if you want more children, then it would be a situation where you meet somebody else, and then you get a child with that person, and that's how the cycle repeats itself. You know what I'm saying? So once again, this is a difficult situation, and I always tell people this is why I say, listen, before you put yourself in that predicament, make sure you be with a person long enough to see, ups and downs. Y'all go through some stuff to see if they just gonna walk out, if it's worth it to them, or if it's worth it to you, if y'all are really stable enough to be in a relationship before y'all start incorporating children. Because then it's going to be difficult, and it's unfortunate, because I don't think that any woman should deny the father's rights to see his child. You know what I mean? There have too many women out here complaining about, oh, these ninjas ain't around and they're not doing this, and then the ones who are there, like I said, you treat them like they're deadbeat. Thank you for the super chat. Farrell says best thing now is that since KS, everyone knows about the child pawn game, from degenerate American Black. I think that's what if ABWs is now by every known by everyone now. Thank you for the super chat, Farrah. I appreciate you. Right. And it's just, it's just crazy. Uh yeah, it's just, yeah, I think it's just unfortunate. And it's not, this is just a situation with DDG. It's for other men who are going through this as well. Uh a lot of men are dealing with the child support issues, being able to child visitations, being able to see their kids and everything. A lot of men are dealing with that. You know what I mean? And it's for men who want to see their kids. So I think it's just unfortunate for the men who want to be in their children's lives once again, because the deadbeats, they ain't trying. They're moving on with their life, and they not trying to see their kids. They could care less. They're not trying to they're not trying to do anything. But for the ones who are, you know, I think, they should have the rights to see their kid. That's just what it is. Farrell says, few had the wrong idea of Pac saying, come with me. Sparrow, you on something else. I wish I had my sound effects. Thank you for the super chat, Farrell. I appreciate you. Oh my God. All right, let's continue to see what he's saying. Let's continue.
I don't know what to say for real. I wouldn't say this was an impulsive decision, but it's just, bro, I'm just frustrated, bro. Like, yeah, I could take it off that emote. I'm just frustrated, and I just don't know what to do. And I hate that every time I got something going good, it's always some type of drama, some type of something going on in my life. I've been doing really good. I've been keeping my head down, just working, waking up every day, working, dealing with this on the same breath. Nobody will really know. And she got this golden image that I've also protected, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna keep doing that because I'm a real. But this is foul, bro. Like, if I want to come get my son, I should be able to get my son. Plain and simple. And I wasn't even coming to take him. Like today, I wasn't even gonna take him out because he's sick. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just grab my son and go hang out with him downstairs. Me and her don't really speak like that. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna
Oh,
take my
wow.
son, go hang out downstairs. Whoop, I'm getting kicked out. No, like it's conversations where it's like the that said to me is so if I heard it, it's on some leave us alone type. I'm like, bro, like now I can see if I like a no in the world can tell me that I'm a deadbeat or a bad dad. No in the world can ever say that to me. If my son can talk, he'll tell you my pops is the realest ever. This me. I wish I can be around him more. I don't get the chance to, bro. It's not cool. Like it's like, all right, like I have never took my son out of the state before. Never been able to. I don't have permission. Like it's like I have a second mom. Like I gotta ask my second mom, hey, can I take my son? Can I take our son somewhere? But if she want to get up and leave the country and leave the state, I get no say so whatsoever.
And that's typically what happens. If we're gonna be real about it, that's the mothers don't feel the need to have to ask the father's permission to take their child somewhere. That's just how it is. If people gonna be honest about it, come on, this is nothing new. We've seen this growing up. Men have gone through this. The women do not feel like they have to get permission from the father to take their child or do anything. That's just what it is. But the fathers have to get permission for them to take their sons where they want to take them. That's just how it's been. So it's always been like the mothers have the upper hand. They're the dominant parent. They're the ones who really call the shots because it's really their child and you're just, the one who got me pregnant. That's the mentality. Oh, it's my child and you're just the daddy. It's always minimized. That's just how it's been. That's just how it's been. Children, the women are always like, bring me my child. I've seen the arguments, heard the arguments. Bring me my child. Like they are the only parent to the child. The men are always put in a lesser category. It's always my child, my child. But when you need the child support and you need support, you're looking to the daddy to support for and take care of his child. It's his child when you need the support, but when you want things to go your way, it's your child. That's just how it's been. And anybody who gonna act like that's not the case, you straight up a lie. You a goddamn lie because that's just how it always is. Women always say my child as if they made the child by themselves when they want to get their way. And it's always been like that. So, we're not oblivious to the fact that that is true. That is what it is. And Halle Bailey had an issue with him when he brought the kid to Kai Cenat's house. She was like, I didn't want, why are you bringing my kid? And then she got on the social media and apologized. She apologized saying that she took it out of proportion or whatever. She went, took it too far. She apologized. Now I understand, wanting to have a safe environment for your child. I get it. But oftentimes women act like they are the sole guardian over that child when it took two. And they understand that when they want child support, they understand that when they want the money and the support from the man. But you act like you're the authority over the child, and as if you don't have a parent. And anytime the father speaks up, oh, he shouldn't say anything. Oh my God, he's just being extra. Because to be honest with you, a lot of these women out here don't understand a father actually caring about his kid. If we gonna keep it a buck, a lot of these women have never seen men who actually care about their children, who actually want to show up and be in their kids' lives because all they've been surrounded by was deadbeats. So when you come across a man who actually cares about his child and actually wants to be in his child's life, they lose their goddamn minds. What's wrong with him? Oh, it's a problem. It looked like something foreign to them because they're not used to seeing it. You know, and I'm gonna be honest. Look, I experienced this in my own life with my husband. My husband, and when you have your first child, we're both excited. It's like, oh my God, he's there from the beginning to the end. He's there. He's in the picture. He's there excited about his child. And then I've had people in my own family like, I ain't never seen no man that excited about a child because that's you. Because you only was, hoeing around and dealing with deadbeats and dealing with niggas who could care less to have children and be in the children's lives. Just because that's your experience don't mean that's everybody else's experience. That's the problem. A lot of these ratchet women surround themselves and are attracted to deadbeat ninjas who have children and don't want to take care of their kids, and you go and have a baby with him thinking that you gonna make him change. And then when he do the same thing with you, you pissed and bitter. And then when you see a man who actually wants to take care of his child and really cares and want to be there, y'all, they like, what the hell is this? What is this? Just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean it don't exist. So when I'm speaking on this, I've seen it firsthand. It's a shocking thing. Oh my God. What man is that happy about seeing his child come to a man who cares about his goddamn child? But you didn't have a man around to be happy about you having a baby. You went out and had babies with Pookies and got pregnant and was in the hospital by yourself. And you had to go through that labor and all of that by your damn that die by yourself because the nigga didn't give a damn about you or that child. So you never experienced it. So don't push your experiences onto everybody else because that's what you chose. And you didn't choose a man who wanted children and wanted to be in their lives and was there to support every step of the way because you didn't have no support. Don't be mad because somebody else has it or try to belittle or take something away from the person who wants that. Seen it, experienced it firsthand. So I get it, and this is why I say, it's unfortunate, and you want it to work out for the child's sake. Nobody wants this type of situation, but there's always excuses for the women, like they're innocent. Nobody is innocent. Everybody got issues. I look at the situation and I say, hey, uh, and I look at it on both sides. It shouldn't be a one-sided deal. On DDG's part, yes, you could tell that this man loves his child, want to be in his child's life, but at the same time, both accountability has to go both ways. Both people have to be accountable for their actions. You got in a relationship with a person, y'all got a baby, y'all didn't vet that relationship or that person fully, and y'all just created a child. You got to understand that, look, this is your child that you love, and it's her child that she loves. She wants time with her child when her child is sick. You want time with your child when your child is sick too. If y'all are not together, how are y'all going to balance that out? That's what makes it difficult. But that's what you have to think about before you put yourself in these situations. You have to think about it. See, when things are good, it's all good. Nobody thinks about when mad day comes, because mad day will come. Hard times will come. You gotta think about the good and the bad. Not, oh, it's all good, and then when the bad hits, nobody knows or nobody is prepared for that or knows how to deal with it. So you have to really be all encompassing. You really got to think about every possible scenario, every situation that could happen, whether it's good or bad, and consider that and weigh your options and how you move. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but I think a lot of people don't think like that because everybody moves too fast. Nobody thinks like that. Nobody thinks about mad day. Nobody thinks about, think, oh, this person is sweet and cool and all of this kind of stuff. But you got to realize mad day gonna come, and how is this person gonna be when they get mad? Are they gonna turn bitter? Are they gonna be, cruel? Are they gonna straight flip on me and act a damn fool? You have to think about that. And oftentimes people just move and they don't think, thinking, oh well, oh, this person wouldn't. This is how a lot of people get hoodwinked, because you think, oh, she nice, or he nice, he would never do this or never do that, or and then until it happens, and then it's happened. Now you got to deal with it. And nobody wants to, be in a position who cares about their child to have to be put in a position to not be able to see their kid, or and all that kind of stuff. That's a big hassle. I don't think anybody want to have to go through that. That's why a lot of men are skeptical about getting in relationships with women now, because they don't want to have to deal with the consequences. They don't want to have to deal with a woman trying to put them in this very situation that we're talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I say that the best thing you can do is vet a person as much as possible. Don't just, think, oh, they cool, they wouldn't do this, and believe what they say, because everybody say everything good when things are good. But what does it look like when when it hit the fan? This is why I think tests are good, because if you don't know what else to do, test the person. See how they all do when y'all don't agree. How do you handle disagreements? How do you deal with stuff? How do you compromise? How do you resolve conflicts? That stuff is important because far too often with any community, a lot of people don't put enough emphasis on resolving conflicts. Everybody's just worried about sex and, oh, you look good, and come on, let's make a baby. And everybody is focused on the wrong things. And this is why relationships fail. Nobody is worried about, everybody want the look of it. Everybody just want what they want. And it's a self. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can. Oh, goddamn. Thank y'all. Lord have mercy. Baby, listen, let me tell you something. It be struggle stream city, child. I can't do it. I don't know what be going on. it be a hot mess on these live streams sometimes. I don't know where I was with the DDG thing, but child, yeah, my bad, y'all. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. Uh, at all. I don't know what happened. Child, my bad, y'all. Shout out to everybody watching. Please hit the like button, y'all. I don't know. I might have pressed something. I don't know. Cause I'm trying to navigate this. I don't know. But anyway, y'all get the gist of y'all can hear me good. The audio is good, y'all. Here we go. Let's see. Pharaoh, thank you for the super chat. Says D with the fine coffee shop cosplay disconnect. You a hot mess, Pharaoh. You are a hot mess. I swear. For real, for real. For real, for real. What's going on, Hustle the Great Queen of Vibes? What's going on? Um, yeah, so listen, I'm gonna leave it there with the DDG thing, y'all. I just think, once again, this is a lot of stuff that men have to deal with, and it's unfortunate. Hopefully, they can work it out. Connor White Wolf, thank you for the super chat. Says, do a panel show. I miss those, DeeDee. Thank you, Connor. I appreciate you for the super chat. I'm gonna probably do them again real soon, y'all. So just be patient. Thank you for the super chat. Um, yeah, I just think, yeah, they gotta work on it, child. uh it's just it's just one of those things that's unfortunate. I will say that, and I just wish people, would get it together. Nobody, and then for the children, a lot of times I hear a lot of women say, and people in my family too, were like, oh well, I'm not staying for the kids. Why not? That's a selfish situation. You get in a relationship, you create a family with a person, and then you want to walk away because it's no longer serving you, or you don't feel good about it, and you just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna leave, break up the family. And who struggles with that? It's usually the children. And so you don't care about the well-being of your kids to do something that's for the children. I just don't understand that. And if you don't want to have to deal with that or care about the consequences, then why have children? I understand people who decide not to have kids, because if you want to be selfish, then I get it. If you want to be selfish, that's a selfish nature to not think about the well-being of your kids. And you got to be foolish to think that, and I'm all for the DDG situation. I just hope he's able to see his child, because that man loves his child just like she loves her child. They both love their child. Y'all both need to be in that child's life. And that's with any parents, any parent or parents who have children. Both the mother and the father are equally as important to that child. The mother is not superior just because you had the child. The father should have equal rights to see his child. And sometimes you have to take it to court in order to get, what's fair for you. And it's unfortunate that the child have to go back and forth, but that's just what it is. And a lot of people don't take into consideration how this is going to weigh on that child in a negative way. And I think people should. And if you don't want to have to deal with that, don't bring children into the world. Don't create broken homes. Just don't do it. That way you won't have to worry about the outcome of that child. Because the children grow up and they be at they miss something. Hell, a lot of us are dealing with that type of thing. Hell, I deal with it myself. I didn't have my father growing up, and it's definitely affected me in a negative way. And I can admit to that though. My mother, there was, some, being raised by a single mother wasn't all that great. You know what I'm saying? And I think a part of you that's missing is usually that other parent. And yes, we could say, oh, there was deadbeats, and then they both made mistakes. They both didn't know what they were doing, had children young. They weren't ready to be parents, but neither one of them. Not just the man, but the woman too. And it's a lot of cases for a lot of these women, but oftentimes it's always pushed on the man. Oh, he did, he. And then when you start looking at her, oh, now you're sassy, and you ain't a real man because you know what I'm saying? Because because you don't want to take any accountability on for your part in this situation. It takes two. It takes two. And just like it takes two to create that child, it takes two to raise it. And y'all have to compromise and work together. You end up having to do it anyway, because even if you don't make the relationship work, you end up having to go to court and compromising on time of that child and all of that anyway. And just to be keep it balanced on each side. The man has to understand that there has to be compromise, and the woman has to understand it too. You can't, if you're not in a relationship with the mother of your child, you got to understand that she wants a certain amount of time with her child too, just like you do. So y'all gonna have to compromise. Even if you're not in a relationship, you still got to compromise on splitting that child up. Even if you go to court, y'all still are forced to compromise. Whether you want the other one to see the child or not, you're going to have to do it. If you go to court, you're going to have a court order, which is going to force you to compromise to split that child up because y'all couldn't make the relationship work. So whether you like it or not, you're still going to have to compromise in some way. And I don't understand why it takes for people to have to go through this type of stuff to realize that compromise is going to be a part of any situation that you're in. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to get their way 100% of the time. And that's a big part of having a stable, healthy relationship. You have to compromise. You can't go into a relationship thinking that it's just all about you. No, you got to think about each other. That's what makes it work. And I say this all the time because I don't think people get it. I think there's always somebody who think that they're superior in a relationship and that is all about them. And that's where you fall short. And the way women are out here talking, they seem like they are the ones who are the superior parties. That, hey, it's my way or the highway, happy wife, happy life. He needs to do it. He needs to do this. He needs to do that. But you never talk about what you need to do. And then on top of that, they're making babies. So you making babies in the midst of all this trauma. And then now it's even worse. You know what I'm saying? Just in general. So I just think, yeah, Alex, yeah, common sense is not so common. And then you incorporate children into a messy situation already. And what do you think it's going to be? It's going to be even more messier, even more toxic. So, that's why I say this. And anybody, listening, listen. Make sure it's all about vetting the person you're trying to be with. Don't go make no babies with a person that you're unsure of the relationship. Y'all don't have a solid foundation to stand on, so that kid is not going to have that either, and it's going to be a struggle. Because if the woman is halfway in, or if the man is halfway in, and y'all bring a baby there, that's partly why, to me, in my opinion, why relationship fell after they had a child. Y'all notice how I always say, listen, they always go and get a baby, then after the baby they break up. In every situation, every time the baby comes in the picture, they end up breaking up. I always ask myself, why is it that the relationship seems good, but then when they have a child, they end up breaking up all the time? But it's like, because people don't really take into consideration, what that child is going to bring to the relationship, how that's going to affect the relationship. Nobody really thinks about this shit. Everybody just like, yeah, she fine. Oh yeah, he fine. Let's go screw. Let's do whatever. We have good times together, and let's screw. And then we got a baby, and now we together. And then next thing you know, there was no time to build a relationship. Y'all just jumped right in. Everybody jumping right in, trying to screw everything. And then you making babies and try to force a family, and you don't have the tools to do it. And that's a common theme for everybody. You don't really have the tools. You never were really given the tools, and you don't know how to do it. So the easiest thing is to, the hell with you. Stay out with you. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I ain't got time for this shit and this and that and that. And now you're back out there. And now all the rest of the stuff, all the consequences are gonna show up. And now it's going to be even more difficult to get in the next relationship, because now you got all this baggage from the first one. You never really figured out how to make the relationship work. And that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. So that's why I say, stop jumping and rushing into stuff. Get to know a person for real. Go through some shit with somebody first. See how they respond. If they stuff look hard and they bounce, that you done figured out everything you needed to know. They weren't really there for the right reasons, and you ain't got to make no baby with them to figure that out. Pharaoh says, Babylon heifers, happy wife, happy life, me Kiss my AZZ with the stripe. Yeah, it's crazy though. It's insane, Pharaoh. It's crazy. It really is. It really is. It is it's definitely crazy. And people out here still trying to find their Prince Charming and his perfect situation. I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, as a woman who's been married over 20 something years, children, with my husband, it is not easy. It's a blessing, but it's work. You gotta put in work. You gotta you gotta put in the time. You can't just think that something is gonna be great overnight. And when I say great, I mean great because the longer you build with a person, you know them, you know them in and out. You know who they are, they know who you are. Y'all done been through the worst of it. Like you've been through because to me, I personally, and it's just from my experience, I think the honeymoon phase of a marriage, to me, that's the hardest part. That's just my opinion. The first 3 years of being married to me is the hardest part. That's when people think that's supposed to be, oh my God. In the beginning, of course, when you're dating and all of that, it's great. It is great. It's a beautiful thing now. But once when you get married and you start bringing them children, and them, I would say the first three, they say like the first 3 years could be, you can ask psychologists or these people, they'll tell you the same thing. I think if they say the first three, I know for us, like to me, the first 3 years is rough because you're taking two individuals who don't really, y'all know each other, but y'all still getting to know each other, and you're building something. You have to like move away from what your parents taught you. I got to move away from that single mother teaching, and you create something together. So that is not always the easiest thing to do, where you have to forsake everybody else and you only look at each other, and you guys lean to each other to build something that could be difficult, because you still got to battle with what your mother or your father taught you and what they told you. You got to deal with the things that they've said to you, even though, and realize, and then you have to realize that, hey, the stuff that she taught me, it does not apply to my life and my man. The stuff that she taught me was teaching me prepping me for a no good nigga. You get what I'm saying? That's how I see it. The stuff that a lot of people were taught was to prepare you for a no good dude. But when you don't have that, when you got a guy who literally cares about you and is doing everything to make it work and there and supportive, and he's quite the opposite of the no good ninjas, you don't know what to do with that sometimes because you weren't prepared for that. You was prepared for all these ninjas ain't ish. All of them will do this. They gonna leave you and they gonna do this. And then, so you already have this in your head of what you heard, and you kind of look for that, thinking that that's how all men are. But when you get with a real genuine person who is nothing like that, who is quite the opposite, it takes you back. You like by surprise, like, wait a minute, I thought all men supposed to be bad. I thought all ninjas gonna do this. Well, the one I'm with, he's not doing any of that. He's very supportive. He's loving. He loves the shit out of me. He takes care of his kids. He pays the bills. He asks me what I need. Am I okay? He's concerned about me. Like, this is all the opposite of what I was told to look for. So a lot of women don't know what to do with that. They think something's wrong with the dude. So this is why too, when they meet nice guys or guys who are opposite of what they were expecting, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know, they're confused. They're like, oh my God, you waiting for his bad side to come out. You wait for him to knock your head in between the washer and the dryer because your mama told you, because she was in an abusive relationship. because she was choosing abusive men. She was choosing deadbeat men. She was choosing men who only wanted to screw her and give her babies and run off and didn't care about being there for the child whatsoever. That was her choices. That's not your choices. So you made different choices, but you still have in your back of your head, oh, he's doing all this good stuff, but just wait. Like what I said, mad day. When mad day come, oh my God, the true him gonna surface. So a lot of women are looking for the true negative aspect of the person to come out because that is their expectation. So a lot of them will create scenarios based off of what they've seen. You've seen no good dudes in your mother's life and around y'all, and so you think that's the portrayal of all men. So you can have a good man, and what you run him away, waiting for the shoe to drop. And when it never drops, you confused, like, wait a minute, he hiding something. A lot of women do that. And it's unfortunate because you run away the good man. And this is why you never end up in a stable, happy relationship, because you done ran away the good, you done had bad experiences. Some of them didn't even have bad experiences. You just going off the experiences of your mothers that told you this is what men do, so look out for it. And you meet a man who doesn't do that, you like, ma, this dude I met, he ain't like that. He's different. Different. He got a good job. He made good money. He's this and he's that. And she tell you, well, you just can't trust him. Just wait. Just wait. And then, and these women believe that and they run with that. And then you talk yourself out of a good situation. And then you go back to what you're familiar with, and that ain't working. And then you got kids, and now you're 40 years old, you're 6-time baby mama, and now you sitting around talking about all men ain't shit. So we got to be real about it. That's all I'm saying. Be truthful and honest about what is actually happening, and stop just putting a band-aid over it or blaming all the men when y'all know that y'all had good dudes in y'all lives. Y'all know y'all didn't feel, a lot of them didn't feel like they deserved the good dude because they were prepped and conditioned to believe that all men are deadbeats and they all bad. So be mindful of that. That's why they talk the way they talk. Pharaoh says, oh, I read it. Thank you, Pharaoh, for the super chat. So that's how a lot of people think, if they really be honest. And a lot of times they're not telling the truth. They're not honest with themselves. And then that's how you end up in a situation by yourself, knowing good and well you want somebody in your life. Who don't want somebody in their life that cares for them and has got their back and really there for them? Who don't want that? Who don't want love and support? You can make all the money in the world. But if you gotta live life by yourself, no kids, no family structure, that ain't fun. Not in my book. Pharaoh, thank you once again for the super chat. Says they're looking for Tupac in a suit, but will make a man act out Biggie lyrics from Get Money, cases in the Virginia, body in DC. Lord have mercy. Thank you, Pharaoh. I appreciate you. Once again, shout out to you. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. It's crazy though. But once again, we gonna move on, y'all, because it's like, beating a dead horse. You could lead people to the water, but you can't make them drink. And once again, listen, I'm not insensitive to people's situations. Trust me, because I've seen all kinds of situations. And I get it. I get, life could be a struggle. People have ups and downs. Everybody's situation is not the same. I get women struggle and men have struggles too. I get, we're human. We're all human. That's why I say we're not perfect. But there are a lot of women out here who walk around and act like they're just the best thing since sliced bread. They have no flaws. Oh my God, I'm just perfect. I'm just such a great woman. But nobody wants to be with you. And they're not reevaluating themselves to see what is actually going on with them and why they could be the problem in every situation that they're getting in. If they hate to fathom the idea that they might be the problem. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all got problems. Shit. How could you walk around? This is, I don't understand. How could you walk around and act like you're flawless and you're perfect? It's a lie. It's bullshit. We all got issues. Hell, you would be a lying sack of shit to walk around and talk about you don't have no issues. That's insane to me. We all got something that we got to work on, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're not perfect. And until people realize that, is they're gonna be in the pickle that they're in. You're gonna be in the pickle that you in. Shit. Hell, I know I have issues. I've had issues. I've worked on them. but I'm still not perfect. That would be because I learn something new every day. I don't know everything. I got a degree too, but that don't make me all knowing. I got sense enough to know that. Having a bachelor's degree don't make me all knowing. Hell, there's a lot of things I don't know. And I'm not trying to act like I know them. I'm real about it. And I wish more women would be real, people in general would be real about that. Because when you're not, it keeps you from growing, and then you have this mindset and you believe it, and you start to digest that and swallow it whole and believe that you're just perfect and you have no flaws in every situation you get in that fails. Oh, he was the narcissist, he was this, he was the problem because I did everything right. You're gonna constantly find yourself in that situation, so at some point you just end up by yourself. We've seen a bunch of celebrities, women who were beautiful women who had husbands, they divorced, had relationships, they fell apart, and till they couldn't, till they ran out of options, till then they got to their 50s and 60s and they died alone because they never figured it out. And at the end, well, at the end, some of them, because some of them gonna die without ever figuring it out, but a lot of them get to the end and they finally realize the problem was you. You realize at the end when you was left for real by yourself with no options that the problem was you all that time. Now, why would you want to wait till you get to the point? See, as long as women have options, especially women, because I think women are the ones who are mostly in denial, in my opinion. And nobody's ever told them that or called them out because everybody want to coddle women and make women feel so special and great. And a lot of them still don't feel special and great. They feel they are very insecure, very entitled. A lot of them have a lot of issues. I mean, listen, and you could tell because look at the stuff that's happening. There's so many stories of these women abandoning their kids till it's ridiculous. And this stuff has been happening, but we're seeing it now more and more because of social media. I mean, there's a new case, and I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'll try to put the link to it because I don't have the video clip. Where this lady, they found her little baby daughter deceased underneath a dresser, y'all. The little girl was found unalived underneath a dresser. This lady was not there watching her kids. They said she would go out and be gone for days at a time. The house was atrocious. There was shit everywhere. And now she's being charged with neglect and some other things. She said she called the children to come in to eat dinner, and one of them didn't show up. So she goes and look in the room, and her baby is underneath the dresser. The child had some type of puncture wounds over her body, little girl, and something in her neck. So the little girl that hurt herself said these children were neglected, and it's sad. And this is why I say a lot of these women are walking around with mental issues that they have not dealt with. But oh, we supposed to, coddle the women. Keep saying the women ain't the problem, is a problem. There are a lot of women who are mentally disturbed, and we see it. They're walking around like bad bitches, and then when you go to their house, it looks like a goddamn hoarder's nest. It looks like a nasty scene from a horror, goddamn trashy bando, tore up pissy bando building. Like trash everywhere. That shows you don't keep your house clean, but you walk around with nails and wigs and BBLs, and your children are living in squalor. And you telling me that's a mentally stable person, mentally sane person? No. They always say, listen, you could tell, look at a person's car. They always say that. Look at a person's car. Look how, if their car is nasty, or look at their house. If their house is nasty and in squalor, I mean filthy, that's how they are mentally. Your mental is jacked up if your house is super nasty like that. Because you're all over the place. You're scattered. You're confused. You're lost in the sauce. You can't do things right because you're all over the place. You're mentally unstable. So you can't focus on keeping things in order because you're out of order. It makes sense to me. And I'm not talking about, messy stuff. Yeah, little stuff get messy here, there, but I'm talking about carpet looks like a goddamn mud bath. Been all over the carpet. Carpet filthy as I don't know what. This lady house has shit stains on the wall. How does that happen? I never understood how that. Are y'all putting y'all ass to the wall and rubbing shit on it? What is going on? How do you have shit stains down your wall and stuff? How does that, and all over your carpet? What the hell are y'all doing? How does that happen? Are they, maybe if it's as little kids in diapers, they pulling their diapers off because nobody there to check it, shitting in it and the shitting on the ground, and then they rubbing it on the wall and nobody's there to check them. Because I just be like, that is so unsanitary. That the children would be in there sick as hell. And it's just unfortunate, and we're starting to see more and more of that come to light. I've already covered two stories of these women abandoning their kids. One lady abandoned her kids for years. The other one, she abandoned her kid. You know, they're going out and party and they're posting it on Instagram and social media, and their children are living in squalor. And they look good on the surface, and they're going around having whole relationships with dudes, and while their kids are at home just withering away. And there's not, and that's okay. And a lot of people don't even know what's going on until they hit the news. Then when they hit the news, oh my God, that's you. You're not taking care of your kids. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and these women aren't exempt from the trauma and the things that are happening. It is not just associated with men. We all got issues. We all have things we can work on, and and once again, until they realize that, and maybe try to start working on themselves, it's gonna be bad. Dating is gonna be bad. Their mental state is gonna be bad. The children are gonna suffer, and it's just gonna be a problem. That's just what it is, you know? And it's unfortunate because my thing is this: when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking as if, this is the end all be all. I think you can change certain things about your life. You can do things to be better for you and be better for your kids. You don't have to sit back and just sit there in the shit, literally. You can get up and clean it up. You can get up and make a change. Get some help. Talk to somebody. You don't have to sit there and just wallow in the foolishness. You got to understand that it is foolishness, and then make some changes to adjust the behavior. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you're alive, in my opinion, you can make changes. As long as you have breath in your body, you can make a difference. As long as you're still breathing, there's a chance for you to better your situation and your circumstances. That's it. You don't have to stay there. Learn something new. Change that old mentality. Learn from people who have already been in the position, who are already in the positions that you're trying to get in. And that goes from relationships to any business, career, anything. If you keep surrounding yourself around people who don't want anything better, who are just constantly doing the same thing over and over and not getting any better result, then you are positioning yourself to stay stagnant. If you want better, you got to do better. You can't just think that somebody's going to come and rescue you and give you this beautiful life because you feel you deserve it. No, you need to get to work. You need to work on yourself and do better for you and your kids. There's no rescuer. Men are not your saviors. You're going to have to be your savior. You're going to have to get your ass up and do something to better your life. Nobody's going to do it for you. And it's not all about a man, because a lot of these women, unfortunately, are at a point where a man should be the last thing that you're looking for. Because you're so traumatized mentally, you will only harm the man. You couldn't even bring anything of substance to the man that is a good man for you. You would only weigh him down and bring him down. And I say this, as much as women are looking for this good man to do all these things, a lot of these women don't qualify. You're not in a position to accept the good man. And this is why a lot of them don't. Because they know deep down they're not prepared for what this man is going to bring. You're used to dealing with pookies and ray-rays who just don't give a shit. And all they do is ready to sex you down and push you to the side. And then that's it. They don't require much just because you don't require much. And a lot of people are used to that type of treatment. And then when you have a man who actually comes with who has, who's responsible, who has standards and knows his worth, and he's looking for something more and you don't have it, they know that they don't qualify. They know it. This is why they be like, they don't, a good man, is a little iffy to them. They're like, I don't know. He might try to belittle me. No, he don't try to belittle you. He's gonna, because he has standards, and that's your own insecurities. Anytime you hear somebody say that, it's their own insecurities. Your insecurities will keep you away from that type of dude because you don't measure up. Bottom line, you know you're not prepared for what he's bringing and what he's going to expect from you. He's going to require you to level up, and not financially, but level up mentally, spiritually, all the areas that will make you a better woman for him. Once again, who you want gotta want you. You could think that you're the best thing since sliced bread, but if the man don't see you as the best thing since sliced bread, then it's not gonna work. He gonna move on to the next person that is on his level. So as much as women out here saying, well, men need to level up, nah, they gonna find a woman on their level. You're not on his level the way you think you are. Because your degree and your jobs and all that and how much money you make don't make you a special woman in the eyes of a man who already has his stuff together. He has what he needs. He knows what he wants from a woman, and it's not a degree and a boss chick. Because that's the only thing that a lot of these women are, a lot of these women think that their careers and their degrees make them, a high value woman. That's all they got because they know they haven't worked on themselves for real internally. So, they go get these degrees. I said it before. You go get these degrees thinking, oh, I got all these degrees. I'm a high value woman. I will not settle, child. Y'all got it backwards. These men don't give a shit about how many degrees you got, how much debt you in. Well, they don't want a woman with all that debt. They know them degrees means you got a lot of debt. That means you got a lot. Yeah, and all this stuff you got means you got a lot of bills. You got a lot of consumer debt. You got a lot of credit card debt. And if he's a man, that has standards and he's on his purpose and he knows what he wants, he knows that is going to be detrimental to the future of him, his wife, and his future kids. He knows that if he takes on a woman that has got all this debt, how is she's going to be a asset to what he's already trying to build? Because now you got to go in and help her with her debt. You got to curtail her spending habits. You got to try to change her and mold her into the woman that you need so that y'all can build for the future. Because otherwise, she'll spend all your money up. Then you will be in debt. And now everything that you work for is going down the drain because you really like this woman and you like, damn, this is what I'm supposed to do? No. But a lot of men understand now. And I've had most of the men who've been on my panels and channels have already stated that they've been a simp at some point in life, and I get it. And it's nothing wrong with that. I understand. Mostly all the men who've been on my panel said that they have been a simp at some point in life because they thought that that's what they needed to be to please, to please the woman that they like. I get it. You think, the way that a lot of us were raised was like, oh, especially the men, oh, this is what you treat a lady like this and do this for a lady. And you're supposed to do this and all that, be a gentleman and all this. So men were doing that. But then when they would get messed over and treated badly, they realized, well, hold up, that ain't working. I've given all I could and she still did me dirty. So now when hurt me, a lot of these women that had babies on these men, all kinds of stuff. So now these men are to the point where they're like, you know what, it ain't worth it. Now I'm done. We get it. We're responding accordingly. We get the nature of these women. We can't trust them. So we just gonna live our best lives, go focus on our careers, make our money, and we don't got time for the foolishness. And each and every day, women prove that they are not worth it to these men. No matter how many degrees you got, y'all degrees and y'all education don't make you the perfect woman. That is so senseless to me that they actually be saying that. I just cringe when I hear it. You could be a good person. It's about you as a person. Who are you as a person? Lord, please, Lord, help them get the knowledge. Cause this is so stupid and senseless to the. I can't. It's like Lord have mercy. I just be like, maybe I'm in the twilight zone. Maybe I'm off my mark. Maybe I'm tripping. Am I tripping? Am I the tripping one? Do I got it wrong? Because I don't understand. Because the way I'm thinking is working for me. And it's hard to get it across to women because they've been conditioned, into believing us and believing a certain way, even though it's not working. And I just be like, Lord have mercy, Jesus. All I can do is try to help my own kids because people they still believe this manifestation and the men gotta do all the shit. Like, come on, it's so stupid. It ain't gotta be that. Relationships can be hard, but the longer you work on it together and y'all build together, it gets easier because you know who you're dealing with. You know what the expectations are. Y'all built it together, so y'all know how to make it work. But it takes time. You don't just meet a stranger and then after 1 year y'all know each other so great and no, and it's been proven time and time again that you could be with somebody for years and you still don't really know them. So if this person is not abusive and not a crazy, schizophrenic, crazy person, but y'all just got a lot of differences, if y'all really want to be with each other, then you got to work through that stuff. That's what therapy, counseling, all that stuff is for, and communicating and working through the issues. Nobody is perfect. Women got issues, men got issues. But if you want to build something together, y'all got to break through that. You got to get through the tough stuff. You got to get through to the stubbornness or the selfishness or whatever it is. If y'all truly have the core values there and y'all are on the same page with that and y'all just have differences that you got to work through, you got to understand that communication, compromise, all of that stuff, listening, understanding that people have different triggers and traumas. Nobody is walking out here got it all together. People have had horrible upbringing. Somebody's upbringing was worse than the other, and they're dealing with different traumas. Just like you may be dealing with something, they dealing with something too. So y'all got to understand what people's deal breakers are, what are their triggers, what triggers them, and you learn each other in that way, so you don't trigger them, so they don't trigger you. So y'all learn how to work around the issues and work on them and get better till it's not a trigger anymore, and y'all building this together. So by the time you get to 20, 30 years together, y'all done figured it out. Now y'all just coasting. Y'all living y'all best life. 20 and 30 years together don't mean there was infidelity. Don't mean that you got a cheater. Don't mean none of that. People been together 6 months and they all cheaters. So it don't matter. It don't mean just because you've been with somebody long that, oh yeah, I bet. And they always assume it's the man cheating. If anything, it's the woman that done cheated. Or both. But you got to stop thinking that just because people been together long, that infidelity was a big part. Everybody is not a hoe. Every man is not hoish. Every man don't need a bunch of women. Just like every woman don't need a bunch of niggas. You don't need to be going to pound town with every man that you meet or see. Everybody is not like that. But society is really kind of focused on this whole culture and it's empowerment to do that. So these women are walking out here, thinking that this is what they supposed to be doing. Oh yeah, just bust it open for everybody. Cause that's the way it go. This is life. We don't gotta be ashamed no more to be a hoe. Like, come on now. Get it together. You know? Thank you. I don't think I'm tripping, but I mean, with all of this that's going on, if you sit around and listen to these modern women and you don't have no structure or no guidance or nothing, or haven't learned anything, you'll be in a messed up situation. And that's why I think it's the younger women that may make the difference if they have some type of instruction or some type of guidance to give them a different opportunity, because otherwise these single mothers are just teaching their children the wrong things. They're going down a rabbit hole of just constantly perpetuating the same old narrative over and over and over. And it's unfortunate, y'all. I got another clip for y'all. We're gonna do another clip and then we're gonna wrap this up, but make sure y'all are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button for your girl. um because it's just unfortunate, and I try to lend my voice as much as I could to try to help somebody, because like I said, the demographics on this channel have definitely changed. It was 90 something percentage of men watching, but it's 80% of men, percentage of men now. So there are women. The demographics of women have went up. So I know women are listening, and I'm glad that they are. And I think a lot of women are getting it because it's changing. The demographics have changed. I remember, like I said, it was 99 point something of men watching, but it's changed. So I embrace that, and I want women to understand, because I think it to me, at the end of the day, it boils down to the women getting it. Honestly, that's just my thoughts. If women get it and understand it and start changing that old mindset and things will be better, because now they'll come into it understanding, hey, we can work with men, not just the deadbeats, but we can work with good men. We got to understand a good man when we see one, and that he is worth putting in the effort and the time for, not just the ones who weren't trying to do anything. Because I think a lot of women have wasted a lot of time with the wrong men, and they're not willing. Now they feel like, oh, now I know my worth. So you're not really trying to give the good men an opportunity. Your expectations have gone up, but you have not worked on yourself, and you're expecting way, way more for the man who would be the guy, who would be there for you, love you, commit to you, and all of that. But you won't give him the opportunity. You're just expecting more for him when you've given so much to the guys who didn't deserve it. So that's like a slap in the face to the good men. And a good man don't mean he's perfect. A good man means he has better, his outlook on life is better. What he wants in life is better. What he's achieved and what he's working on is better than the men who just are not trying to do anything. He has certain goals, he has certain aspirations, he knows what he wants. The men who want to be husbands, want to be committed to their wives, want to raise a family, want to be in their children's lives. Thus, that's what I mean when I say good men. It doesn't mean perfect. It means a man who has a purpose in life and he knows what he wants. He's just having a hard time finding it because a lot of the women are disgruntled and confused about what they should be looking for in a man. And they're bitter because they've given their best years and lives and children to the men who didn't deserve it. He lot, you done dealt with a man who was an abuser. You done dealt with a narcissist. You done dealt with a man who was in the streets. You done dealt with a man who was in the streets and been unalived. So out of all the baby daddies, one of them that been unalived, right? He was in the street, so that comes with it, right? None of them are good men. None of them have relationships with their children in some cases. They're all bad men. And you don't see how that reflects on you. You picking all bad men, and then you just, all men ain't shit. And now for the next man, he gotta have he gotta have $1 million, and he gotta take care of me and all my kids. Like, that is not gonna get you, that's not gonna get you what you're looking for, boo. Nah, you're not gonna. No, the man who has emotional intelligence and understands his worth, he don't want you. That's why I said, who you want gotta want you, and this is why they're not getting it. And if we can pull out one or two people who got a man who accepted them with their kids, okay, cool, good for you, and make that work. Because a lot of times they'll find somebody who will be willing to take them on, and then that still don't work. So that goes to show you, you can get what you want if you do. It's not a majority, and you still fumble that. So explain that. So it's just crazy to me, but it's too much that I've seen, like I said before, and it's unfortunate that this is how it is. But it doesn't make any sense. A lot of these women are being exposed and they don't like it. You know, they don't like it. What do y'all think about the Umar Johnson situation, where his daughter is still out here talking, saying that I mean, she's talking a lot. She's talking about doing interviews. She's still talking about Umar. He's still forced to put out comments and stuff like that. She's saying she's responded to him saying that they could meet up and talk about it. He's trying to talk to the mother. This is crazy. People are calling him a deadbeat still. They're saying the daughter is kind of cuckoo too. What's y'all thoughts on it? I just think it's just a hot stinking mess. It really is. Like I said before, it's a hot mess, and it's unfortunate because this is people's lives. And now the daughter, they're saying she's clout chasing, child. I don't know. I just think they need to take this off of social media and go figure it out. Um, I just, Lord, I don't understand. Umar is a joke, in my opinion. The drama is gone. So how they are, she wants to ruin him. I'm just saying, poor Umar and fathers. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I know that's what people are saying, Lorenzo. People are saying that, like, she talks like him. She talks like him. She act like him. You know, they do gotta kind of have. If she just said things 3 times, Lord, I will fall out because she kind of gives his energy and vibe the way her facial expressions and things. If that you could tell, that is Umar Johnson's child. She do look like I'm just lighter skin in my opinion, but I hope they can work it out, Lord. I don't know what's going on. There's a whole video of her having a conversation with another young woman who's giving her advice. The other young woman has a father who's in the spotlight as well. She didn't say who he was, but she said she went through the same thing. So hopefully they're at a good point or a good place. But it's just unfortunate. But social media is messy. It is very messy. The revolutionary says, I blame the mamas. Why you blame the mamas? I just think, look, his daughter is 22 years old. She's an adult. So nobody can make her or stop her from doing anything. You know what I'm saying? She's an adult. And see, this to me, it just shows the difference, like between a person who is trying to be in their child's life versus a person who is running away from it, in my opinion. It don't, if your child is available and you see who they are, you know them, then go try to talk to them. That's it, and take it off of social media. That's it. I mean, I personally don't think that Umar Johnson is trying to be in that child's life. I don't. He don't seem like, because he don't have to take all that. Yeah, she's a little cuckoo in a sense, but I just think he is too. And I just think that you could handle that in a much better way as the father. Get off social media, go talk to your daughter, squash that, get it together, and leave everybody else out of it. And make her get off of it, like I said the other day. But it's a mess, and it's being perpetuated on social media. It's just unfortunate, but this been coming down the pike for some time. Like I said, people have been exposed to the fact that Umar Johnson had children and he wasn't in the kids' lives. This is not really new. You know, this is not really new. Lennon Honor has been talking about this for I don't know how many years. Lennon Honor has been exposed to the child support that they pulled up paperwork saying that Umar Johnson did not pay child support. They've been talking about this stuff. There's whole documentaries where they've talking about I've seen a video of Umar Johnson with the child support, like, people or whatever. They were saying he did not pay child support. There's a lot to this that's already been exposed. Umar smashed the mom and moved on. That's what they've been saying. They've been saying that. Yeah. They've been saying that. They've been saying Umar smashed the women and moved on. He was never in a relationship with him. He was never trying to marry him. That it wasn't a relationship. And they say he did not pay child support. This information been out there. But people don't want to focus on it because he has a lot of followers. He has a lot of fans who believe in him, so they don't want to believe this of him. But somebody has said usually it's the kind like that, the ones who be always bragging about they're so this and they're that, be the ones who be behind the scenes doing the dirt. I mean, I guess in some cases, yeah, you can look at it like that. But like I say, I don't know 100% of what's going on because I wasn't there, so I can't say solely he's this or he's solely this because I'm not privy to all of the information. So, you know, I'm just saying a lot of this talk and a lot of stuff has already been out there. Some people just choose to ignore it and some people actually look at it. But Lennon Honor has done several documentaries about Umar Johnson, pulling out lots of receipts. And so now the daughters are grown because they've been talking about this since the daughters were young, since they were little. Now they grown. Now this one grown. So a lot of time has passed, child. But hopefully they can get it together because it's just a horrible hot mess in my opinion. But hopefully they can work it out, get to the bottom of it, and get it together. I want to play this other clip for you guys,
A
and I
lot
want to
of
get y'all
women, I
thoughts
guess,
on it. Definitely chime in the comments, you guys. Let me know your thoughts on this particular video. Here we go.
A lot of women are desperate, and that includes myself. I'm going to say the hard part out loud so that other women don't feel the shame anymore. Not desperate in the traditional pick me, pick me type way, but desperate as in you're desperate for it to be your turn. Many women, including myself again, we have been desperate for us to have our happy ending. The ring, the man, the family, the wedding. It doesn't matter what our success looked like. So if we're going to keep it real, most of these women that you guys are claiming that are pick meshas, they're successful, they're beautiful, they have their own house, own car, a great career. But what holds them back and what held me back for such a long time is waiting, and still not receiving what I think and thought that I deserved, meaning that happy ending. Okay? That's where we start to get desperate. That's where we start to panic move. And now we're just dealing with someone that we shouldn't even be dealing with. They're not even in our tax bracket if you want to keep it a buck. Okay? But I want people and other women and men to know the women who have moved in, not so great ways, who have picked guys that have not been so great for them, 9 out of 10, they're just desperate for it to be their turn. That's it. It's very hard to sit and wait when you're lonely. Society has made it seem as though no matter your success as a woman, if you don't have the ring, you're a failure. Come on. Well, ladies, please understand if you've ever made a not so smart move, I understand. I have been there several times. Thank God for tomorrow. We love tomorrows because we have the opportunity to change. Hopefully any woman who's going through this and has heard my video today, I hope this reassures you to let you know you're not the only one who has made a decision that wasn't so smart. You are not the only one waiting sometimes for it to be your turn.
Okay, and she gonna be waiting. She gonna be waiting, and the thing, and the reason why I say that, in which y'all know I'm optimistic and anything is possible, right? But the reason why she gonna be waiting, it just goes back to what I said earlier. You think that your tax bracket and the money that you make makes you a woman, makes you qualify for the type of man that you want, and it doesn't. And I want women to understand that just because you've taken care of yourself, you got a good job, you make good money, that is not the qualifications for the type of man that you want. This is why they're going to be waiting. Yeah, a lot of them are miserable and desperate because they can't seem to find the man that they want and they don't know why. Because they really believe that the man of their dreams is going to manifest itself in front of them because they put in the work and got a job. They really are out here equating in 2025 their jobs and their careers to getting a good high value man, and it does not work like that. And then be shaming men who go pick a lady working at Macy's, but he see an attractive woman at Macy's or at Target working and be like, I like her, she's what I want. He don't care about your degrees and all of that kind of stuff because they understand what that means. And these women are still sitting around talking about they're tired of waiting. You're gonna be waiting until you understand what men are really looking for. And they just want a man to come in and sweep them off their feet because they're high value women because they got a good job. It don't work like that. If I was look, if when I was younger in my 20s, and if I had that mindset, I would probably be single to this day. I would probably be single to this day. When my husband met me, I did not make a lot of money. I'm gonna tell you right there. I was a hostess at a restaurant. I did not make a lot of money. I was making $10 an hour. I did not make a lot of money, right? So if I had sat there and been like, or if I had went to, because I got a bachelor's degree, but I'm saying at the time I got my bachelor's degree later on in life. But if I had decided I'm about to go to school and I'm going to get my degrees and I'm going to level up because I want to level up for a type of man that I want, I will probably be single to this day. I'm just saying because those are not the qualifications. Men aren't looking at you and saying, "Ooh, how many degrees she got? She better have that master's, cause I ain't accepting nothing less." He ain't saying that. Men don't talk like that. Oh, she gotta have a master's and she gotta have, this and that. She gotta be paying all her bills and she gotta be, she gotta be a boss chick because that's the only thing I'm settling for. No, they're not talking like that. That's how women think. They think I gotta boss up daughters. Then after they've achieved all that, they're sitting around in their nice cars and their nice houses with their kids because they already got a kid or two, and they sitting there like, "Where's my man? I just want my turn." your turn ain't coming. And you're so focused on getting a turn. If you did get a turn, you end up walking away from him and leaving him because it's not what you thought it was. Because you didn't work on getting yourself right for the type of man you want or figuring out what they want. You worried about your turn, worried about a show, worried about how it's going to look. And then you get something like that and you fumble that as well. So you wait all them years, then get something, and then you walk away because it just didn't meet my standards, or it wasn't what I thought it was, and it didn't serve my purpose. So, and then you run out of options and then you by yourself. That's just how we go. That's just how it is. And they're seeing it happening. All these women is happening to, but it's like they're getting it, but they hate to accept it. Like, oh, that's not gonna be me. I'm gonna get everything that I want. All you're doing is going from relationship to relationship to relationship with no commitment. So a lot of times making more babies along the way and just putting yourself further back from what it is that you say you want, because you don't even know what it takes to get what you say you want. It's simple in my mind, but it's not so simple in theirs because they can't fathom the idea that they were wrong. That the ideas and the expectations that they have or think they should have for the type of man that they want in their life, they hate to fathom that they were wrong and that that is not what it takes to get them. But they see they having a hard time out here. And they crying and crashing out when they want to in their car saying, why I haven't found my person? Why? Where is he? Come find me. Come get me. I'm tired. What you gonna be tired, ma'am? Come get you. Maybe y'all need to go get him, but he gonna look at you and he gonna really be like, nah, this ain't what I want. So you know, you gotta do better. You gotta do better. And if you don't, well, you're gonna be stuck in that place of waiting because what y'all think men want is not what they want. And you just gonna be sitting there crying and waiting and depressed and asking God why, why? And that lady had a car seat in the back of her car, so she already got a kid. So it's like you still gonna be asking yourself why. Then now it's like y'all got these jobs, but y'all losing these jobs now, child. That's another thing. These boss chicks losing them jobs. They getting fired left and right. Y'all boss chick status is running low. It's gonna be difficult now, even more difficult, because now it's gonna be hard for you to claim this boss chick status with them jobs going, diminishing left and right. It's gonna be hard out here for these boss chicks to maintain this lifestyle. I already see them talking about, oh well, this lifestyle, we're done. It's over. We're done with that. Yeah, because it's gonna be hard to maintain and keep up, especially when these men aren't simping and they're not tricking. So with at least they could depend on the man tricking, for to get that light bill paid or get that car note paid here and there, or get their hair and all their nails done and stuff. At least they could depend on that at one point. Now men are like going on dates saying, "Oh, ma'am, I'm paying for mine. I thought you was paying for yours." These men are saying, "Oh no, I didn't tell you I was paying for that," and they crashing out crying because the men ain't paying for the date. But why y'all can't pay for a little meal yourself, boss chicks? So yeah, you don't see too many boss chicks out here now. They kind of on the low now because it's like, oh snap, they cutting off the benefits. They cutting off the welfare and the food stamps and all this. You ain't gonna be able to have that BMW or that Mercedes and getting them stamps. You're gonna have to go out and work and pay for your food and pay for all this stuff for all them kids, you know. And so yeah, and then you don't have a little extra from the men tricking, so now you're gonna have to pay for everything. It's gonna start to look a little different out here in the streets. I'm just saying it's gonna start to look a little different. And this is why they desperate. You desperate. Y'all all these boss chicks, but y'all so desperate for a man to pay y'all. But I don't understand. Y'all boss chicks and you spending getting all this expensive stuff on credit, and now you gotta pay for it all. Them run the credit cards up and those bills looking a little high. And you out here struggling. You make good money, but you're struggling. Now you really desperate for a man. Yeah, hell yeah, you desperate. Because you need that. You need that man at this point. You need him to come and take that load off of you. And you don't want to say you'll go 50-50 because you really need him to pay it all because you really ain't got it like that. So, child, baby, coochie like a demand deposit account. On the humble side of the game, child. Listen, you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to do something. And I don't encourage women to go out here and sell that coochie. I just don't think that that's the route to take. But child, they already out here. It's already for sale. So what I say don't matter. It's already for sale. They already telling y'all what the price is if you want to pay it. You just got to make sure that the details are clear of what you want. That's all. When they saying this is what it costs to take me out, or this is what it costs to to be in my presence, then you got to make it clear about what I'm getting when I'm in your presence if you want this kind of money. Get what I'm saying? You got to make it clear to them. You got to make it known. Okay, how much for what I'm getting. And if it's nothing, keep it moving, child. I'm just saying. Pharaoh, thank you for the super chat. Says she gonna be stuck waiting for a man like Last Airbender in the iceberg, maybe even longer. Heifers complaining all the time on Facebook about Magto. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Pharaoh, for the super chat, for the support. I appreciate you once again. Yeah, you're right. Kendra G hasn't apologized, and she won't. Thank you, Pharaoh. I appreciate you, bro. And she will not, Lorenzo. She will not. Them type of women don't know how to apologize, baby. Apologizing is like what is it? Kryptonite. Apologize for who? I ain't never gonna mother ever apologize. That's what she'll say. Hey, it's like kryptonite. That shows you there that there's no resolving conflict with them type of women. They think they right and they on top and they make money, and that's all that matters, child. That's why you making money by your damn self, and that's what you like and you love it. You like it. I love it. I ain't mad at a person who want to be independent by themselves for the rest of their life. If that's what you want, I love it, child. Kudos to you. Make your money. Be independent by yourself. Take care of yourself. That's right, to the fullest, to the end. If that's what you want and you like it, I love it. I don't have a problem with people's preferences. I just think when people start saying, I think they have a problem with their preference because they're the ones who complaining about, oh, I ain't got no man, or I want a family, I can't get it, but you don't want to change your ways. So, you the one that got a problem with you without that you can't find a man that you want, or the man that you want don't want you. Y'all got a problem with your own choices. You know? You got a problem with your own choices. And I don't care what you do with your life. To be honest, I just give my opinion. But they got a problem with what the choices that they're making, and not and believing that they deserve a certain outcome. And when they don't get it, they're the ones mad. They're the ones taking it out on other people and crashing out and talking about what they deserve, and they're not getting it. That ain't nobody else's fault. Because you got to choose what you want, and you got to prioritize what you want. And once again, I said this before, if you prioritize your career, then you may forego a family and a husband. That's just what it is. If you prioritize a family and a husband first before y'all become successful, then more than likely you'll have that husband and that family, and you can always start a new career. You can always build up and expand upon that. I'm a proof of that. I'm living witness of that. This is why I say, for any woman who wants a husband and family, a real stable situation, prioritize that first. You can always, once again, the kids don't stay little forever. Those kids grow up, they grow up, they go to college, they go off, get their own jobs and do what they're going to do. And then that's your time to prioritize some things that you want. Your kids and your family come first. And then you prioritize the other stuff. You lucky to have a husband who can take care of the bills, or y'all doing it together, however y'all that's set up, and y'all gotta work, and you work hard, take care of your family, and you build up on that. So when your kids, but see, the thing about it, I learned and I see that people don't want to wait for anything. Nobody want to work and work towards and wait. Everybody want everything so quickly. Everybody want right now, right now, right now. You don't want to put in the work to build. You just want it already made. And I think that's the problem. So, and a lot of these women were taught to be independent and take care of themselves. And so they go and do that and not understanding that that's it most of the time. And that's where you're going to be. The majority of super successful women are single. And there are And listen, they got a lot of this out there. It's a bit, I'll say a bit of everything that we talk about. There are successful couples, there are doctors and lawyers who are together. But when they started out, they met in college. I don't, that's why it's my, and it's some different races of people. It's so mind boggling to me, this concept that a lot of our women are running with, because it don't make no goddamn sense. A lot of the people that I know, these white women, black women, white women, and white men, they met in college. They got married right out of college. These are women who went to college and became school teachers. And whatever the husband did, the husband did. I don't fully know. Whatever job or field they went and they did that. Some of the men became pediatricians, and some of the wives were nurses. Some of them, both of them were in the nursing field, but they got married out of college. They had student loan debt just like everybody else. A lot of them. There were a few where their parents were in a position to pay for their college, but a lot of them had student loans and were in debt just like everybody else. But what they understood was, hey, let's start our family. They weren't rich at all. They were struggling. They were working together though. This is why that idea of, oh, other races of people, they don't do that. No, they come out of college, y'all. They get married out of college. And they go get an apartment together. They get married, or a small, like, starter home, small house where their parents help them, get the house, and they get in the house and they start a family. They work maybe the first couple of years and then end up pregnant. And they plan for this though. They're not millionaires and rich and all of this. They plan it out how they want it to go. And then they create their family, whatever, how they want to do, however they decide to do it, and they do it like that. But they ain't got all this money. They work, they build themselves up. Next, either they, in a practice or a firm or whatever it is they're doing, or they grow, they build up on it. By the time they're in their 40s, now they've built a nest egg. They got money. They have, they've worked their way to that point. I don't understand, and it's killing our community. It really is the mindset. It really is, y'all. And I'm not even lying. It's so tragic. Like I said, I'm lost for words sometimes. It's so tragic how our women are out here talking. It's so goddamn tragic, and they so off the mark. As Crim Secure would say, out of order. They're so out of order and out of touch and confused about how this shit's supposed to work. It's mind blowing. And every time I hear boss chicks and educated, and I'm educated, I just say, and why? And does it really matter? Y'all so lost in the goddamn sauce. Your education don't even matter. And it's not like I'm on this moral high ground. I just see too much of the bullshit and how lost and confused they are. But you're saying you want something and you're going completely the wrong direction. You're doing the opposite of what it would take for you to get what you want. And they don't like to listen. You can't tell black women shit. They'd rather bash you and put you down and see you fail before they hear the truth. And then you move on. They did it to Kevin Samuels, and now look, the shit has gotten worse. They're worse off than when the man was talking about it. They're worse off. The stuff that he was saying has come to fruition. It's out there. And it's just, baby, you can't make it up. You really can't. You really cannot. You really cannot. It's just, it's unfortunate, y'all. It really is. And the women out here who are desperate, they're out here desperately waiting for something, but they don't understand or what they need to be doing in order to find that. And now, that men have checked out, and men are kind of like not really, trying to go behind these women because they don't want to be hurt. They don't want to be taken advantage of. They're not wanting to go into a relationship where it's a one-sided deal. They don't want to go into a relationship thinking, oh, she got my back, I got her back. No, when these women are talking about, no, you need to have my back, and that's all that matters. You need to bring in and pay all the bills and take me on trips and spend this money on me and do all this. And who in their right mind is going to settle for that? I don't give a damn if he's a millionaire. Why would he want to go into a situation where this is just a taking advantage of type of situation? Nobody wants to be taken advantage of. Men with money are saying, hell to the no. You got Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. These are the what they consider the high value men. These men have millions of dollars and they're telling you, hell no, I'm not doing that. So if you can't listen to them to see how they think about it, and you still think that you're gonna find some unsuspecting simp who's gonna just do all that for you, keep on. Because a lot of these men aren't doing it. Zach says, hey DeeDee, I like to tell myself I'm good enough, I'm strong enough, and doggone it, people like me. All right, with your bad, go ahead on. I know I've heard that before. Yeah. Shit. I dated a black woman before she realized what I have, or she thought I was broke. Okay. We dated for months. She tried to rush into my life and bought me a shirt and thought she bagged me. What? She bought you a shirt and thought she bagged you. Lord. The bar was low, huh? One-sided relationship is a no-no, right? It's from SNL. I know I've heard it before. Right. Right. It's crazy, y'all. It's unfortunate though. But I always tell anybody, men or in women, just be smarter. Be smarter. I'm trying to scroll back up. I cannot do it for nothing. Come on, what is wrong with this? I need a mouse on this thing. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think everybody just got to be smarter. Pay attention. Pay attention to red flags. Don't ignore them. I don't care how fine she is. And for even women, don't care how fine he is, because everybody got issues. You just got to decide whether the issues that they have is feasible enough for you to deal with, both men and women. You know, is she? If she's fine enough and she got all the qualities that you want, but she got a few little ticks. If you can deal with that, deal with it. But if she overall, that's up to you to decide. I can't tell nobody what to deal with or what to not to deal with. I can't tell y'all that. You know what your boundaries are. You know what you will and will not accept, and I can't tell nobody what to accept or not accept. Those are your boundaries, and those are, if those are non-negotiables or whatever for you, or deal breakers, so be it. Because women surely have their preferences and what they want and what they will accept and what they won't take and won't do. Okay, cool. But if you 10 years in and you ain't found what you're looking for, then maybe you need to change something. And if you really want what you want, you will change something. If you just fucking around and you bullshitting, and well, then keep on telling yourself you're gonna get what you want. That's on you. That's on you. Ain't nobody got time for games. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these people be playing games, and at the end of the day, the game is gonna play you, because you're gonna play yourself. You're gonna play yourself to not getting what it is that you want, and that's nobody else's fault. My thing is this: all I'm saying is, hey, if you want to play games and you want to do what you want to do and not listen or do what's necessary to get what you want, don't blame nobody else. Don't blame God. Don't blame the devil. Don't blame men. Blame your goddamn self. Blame yourself, because you are responsible for the choices that you make and the outcomes that are associated with it. Nobody else is responsible for that. You're the one responsible for it. That's nobody else's fault. Bottom line. So I just don't like the shaming and blaming, and then they go to talking out the side of their neck and they be mad and bitter and angry and pushing that negativity onto other people. No, and then they like to try to comfort married women. Oh, well, I bet she ain't happy. Ooh, I bet this, and I bet her husband cheating on her and all that. Okay, well, don't worry about that. You don't got to worry about what somebody else's husband is doing. You got to worry about getting you a husband and make sure you know that your husband ain't cheating on you. First, you got to get a man who cares about you enough to even want to marry you, because these men out here now ain't even trying to get married. A lot of these men are detesting marriage. They're like, nah, marriage is for the weak. I hear what y'all say. Yeah. Hell, these niggas out here ain't trying to get married anyway. So, yeah, if you ain't got married by now, baby, you probably won't. These men ain't, I hear it all day. These men are like, marriage is for the weak. I'm not trying to do that shit. I ain't doing that. So, I mean, hell, y'all probably won't ever get married. These men ain't stupid. Hell, as much as I'm for marriage, I can't be mad at them because they got a choice. And y'all walking around here thinking You gonna find a man to do all this shit for you. These men ain't doing it. These men are like, nah, So y'all losing the battle anyway. You're not winning. And you're sitting here still asking questions like, what's happening? Like you clueless. You better wake up. You better wake the hell up and pay attention. You better wake up and pay attention. Because if you want to be somebody and you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Shit. Child, because they be acting like they lost in the sauce, but you're not. And you still thinking you're going to manifest stuff? Y'all ain't manifested it yet. So I don't know how you going to. I'm tired. Girl, it's crazy. But listen, they'll get it. I'm gonna believe that they gonna get it. Pharaoh says, D, if they ever say if they ever say that to you, tell them, I bet you have a catalog of STDs at your doctor's office. Pharaoh, you a hot mess, bro. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate the support, child. I don't know what they got. I don't really care. That's your business, honey. Thank you, Pharaoh. Child, because I mean, if you out there in them streets, that's gonna be a part of the territory, right? Come on, you ain't out here screwing and doing it all the time, and don't think and you gonna end up with something. You know, it's just a hot mess. It really is, but and it's all fun and jokes and stuff, but at the same time, it's really not. It's not funny. It's crazy as hell. It really is. And I just pay attention to what people say. I pay attention to what they say they want, and how you say you want something, and then your talking points afterwards tells me you're gonna have a difficult time finding it, and then they proceed to say how difficult it is, and I clearly could see why. I'm not a goddamn professional at it, but I've been in a relationship in a marriage long enough to know what could make it work and what could make it fail. That's what having that experience does. That's what having that experience in a long-term relationship teaches you. But a lot of people don't get it because they don't ever stay in it long enough to get to the other side. I said this before. It's difficult for them to navigate because people are selfish. One person want their way, the other one want their way, and they never know how to meet in the middle. So it breaks up. And then you keep trying to recreate the same thing with the same ideas. You're still trying to stick to what you believe you are and who you are and what you think it should be, and you're just taking it from relationship to relationship, and it's constantly not working. It's constantly not working. And you don't want to change it because you want what you want. You're stubborn. Maybe the other person is stubborn. So y'all clash, you butt heads, and then y'all do that for so long, and then you just say, fuck it, we done. And then so that's a wrap. On to the next. And then some of these people you're making babies with, and that's a mess, and you're adding to the problem. And then you keep going, keep going, keep going. Then you're 45, 50. That's about the age. 40, about around 39, 40, you realize, should I just be by myself? Yeah, because you realize you've run out of opportunities. You only get but so many. It's not an endless amounts of opportunities. You don't get to try. You don't get all these opportunities like you think. So they hit that wall at about 39, 40, and they realize, oh, shit, I might just be by myself. And then they convince themselves that I'm happy here. I'm living my best life all the while on these dating apps, begging and pleading to try to get you a man. And then over there begging a white man to try to be with them, talking about divesting. And then they get with the white man, and then he knocked their head between the washer and the dryer. And then they come back silent because you're not going to tell us that you got knocked your head in between the washer and dryer by them. You're going to be quiet about it. And then you're going to still talk shit about the black man. And then still talking about that shit because you can't find a man nowhere. Not none of them want you. You see what I'm saying? Now that's the real tea. But you don't want to talk about that because that makes you look bad. Oh, Lord. I went over there, got my head knocked in between the washer and the dryer. Shit, I can't say nothing about that. Cause that's supposed to be the house saviors. We supposed to be able to divest and go over there. That's how I feel like that's how Shannon Sharp be talking. I feel like I was channeling Shannon Sharp. Cause we try to do our best and go over there. And then I went over there and it wasn't so great. And he called me a ninja. And I was like, oh, I can't take that, but I give him another chance. And and then he knocked my head in between the washer and the dryer, and I said, oh shit, that hurt. Oh Lord, I'm sorry. And then you come back talking shit about the black man. Oh, all that because you're taking your animosity out on him. He not the one who knocked your head between the washer and the dryer, but you mad, so you gonna still be blaming it on the black man, blame everything on the black man. The black man didn't bust your head. You divested and it didn't work out, but you won't tell on them. You just gonna sit there and suck it up and take it because you thought it was your savior, and then you gonna still go back and try to find another one. Then the other one end up calling you a ninja. Like that lady said, she went on that date with that white man, and he told her, "I'm a recovering alcoholic," and she said, "Oh, okay, okay." In her mind, I'm like, "Okay, this is my savior. I'm gonna give him a chance." He a recovering alcoholic. He told me, he's like, "I haven't had a drink in 6 months." While he proceeds to have a drink, he he said he hasn't had a drink in 6 months, but he proceeds to drink his drink and her drink on the date. And she looking like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? I'm watching this and I'm like, oh my God, didn't you just say you didn't have a drink in 6 months? He's like, yeah. He's like, what's the problem? She's like, oh, no, that's no problem. Oh, okay. So she's like, I gave him a pass now. What ninja you gonna give a pass? If he says he's recovering alcoholic, he drank, you'll drink it. And you gonna be out the door with the quickness. No chance at all. But divested. When you divest, they get the chances. Oh, okay. So we gonna proceed. We gonna act like that. Okay, well, whatever. I'm just gonna act like that never happened. He just lied to you. And you gonna give him a pass. Then you're gonna continue to talk to him and okay. And you're so excited at first. Oh my God, I met me a white chocolate. And he was just so great and all that. But he's a recovering alcoholic. Oh, now he's calling you what they call, she said it was calling black women ebony. She's like, oh my God, they're calling us ebony. What's with that? Because I don't like that. Why is it white men calling black women ebony? And somebody said it was a compliment. But she's like, I don't like that. They're calling us ebony. Why in the world? Because I'm about to get frustrated. What you get frustrated for, girl? There's a history behind all of this, but that don't matter because you're divesting. Oh, this is the perfect ones. That lady did a video and said, oh yeah, they're gonna treat you right. They're going to pay for their meal. No problem. They're going to do all this. Yeah. But they also could be alcoholics, call you, the N word, knock your head between the washer and the dryer, amongst other things. But, we're not going to just dismiss them because we got to give them a chance. We got to give them a chance because, we're desperate. We done talk so much shit about the black man. We go over here and we see all kind of shit going on. But you know what? We got to give them a chance. That's what we got. That's because that's what we's got to do, right? And then you do all that, and guess what? You then the conversation go blank. You have nothing else to say. Why? Because that didn't work out. It didn't work out. You find out a lot of them have a fetish toward black women. They was telling me that on the live stream. How some of these men have a fetish toward black women, and it's true. I wouldn't say it's all, but a lot of them do. And they're just, they want to try some of that chocolate. Hell, there's the other story with the lady talking about she dated this white boy, and he took her to his trailer. A trailer, right? If he was black and had a trailer, you'd be like, oh no, this broke motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Oh, girl, he brought me to a nasty ass trailer. I don't like that. This nigga was broke, dirty tires, this and that. You'll be calling it out. But oh no, not for the divesting mate. So you go on, he bring you to his trailer, you lay on his dirty couch that had bed bugs and all kind of shit on it, and you laid down, you caught bed bugs for this ninja. And you didn't care. He was an alcoholic too. And family was racist. I'm just saying. and you gave him a chance, and then he like, nah, he got some of that chocolate. He was like, okay, I had enough. I don't want no more. And then he ghosted you and left you alone like he was the prize. But this is what y'all will be willing, some, not all women, but we willing to go through. You give them other people a chance, be ready to clean them up, get the bed bugs off them, because they the prize, and and you gonna find your, your white king. And then all this stuff going on, you ignore all the red flags for him. But the black man got to be perfect and pristine and pay all the bills. And in that particular case, that man in the trailer, he didn't pay for nothing for her. He asked her for some money, and she gave it to him reluctantly. This is not what. Oh my God, I didn't think that this was gonna happen. What is? Okay, it's not what I thought it was gonna be. Oh Lord, but I can't let nobody know. I can't tell people. I got to keep this on the low because I got to keep perpetuating that the brothers ain't shit, and this is the prize over here, but they don't marry you, they don't take you seriously. In fact, a lot of them take advantage of you. So and once again, it's not everybody. I know some good, like I say, good black men, good white men, good other races of men too. Same with women, good black women, good white women, good Asian women, good people, just good people. It really don't have to. It shouldn't matter about your race. There's just good people out there, and there's horrible people. It's not about the skin color. It's really not. You find this in every group of people, but these educated women are running around and believing the hype, and then when they go through the horrible experiences with the horrible people, then they don't want to say nothing. But if it's a brother, oh, you gonna blast him for dear life. You gonna blast him because you just ready to say he horrible, but you don't blast others. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So it's just unfortunate that they think this way and move this way because it's not really helping. Do something that's going to benefit you and actually help. I'm just saying. um so that's what I see out here in some cases. To be honest with you, a lot of the women who have the better mentality, or the women who think in relationship togetherness, they're already married, or in serious committed relationships. A lot of the good people, men, all most of them are already taken. They're already taken, and it is the leftovers. We're in the cycle of life where it's just the leftovers out here. There really is. Most of the people who get it are already together. They already found a person, and they're living life to the end. And the ones who are left are out here struggling. Just what it is. They're struggling, having a hard time finding companionship and real relationships because the mental is off. The expectations and what people are looking for in relationships is off. It's not the right things. And so that's why it's a big problem. Pharaoh says she was a part of the wait, hold on. She was a part of the Pink D Masa Club. I'm just glad divester slander doesn't bother me. It's funny because I want caramel cinnamon Latina cakes. Lord have mercy. I hope you get it, Pharaoh. I hope you get what you're looking for, bro. Thank you for the super chat once again. Thanks for the support, Pharaoh. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Um, hit the like button. Um, what else I wanted to say? Yeah, it's just a lot going on, y'all. But all I say is to hopefully there's because I do believe that there are good men still out there. There are a lot of good men out there, and I think there are good women. But hopefully y'all can find each other. Whoever is out here looking for somebody, hopefully y'all can find each other and build something together, because there's nothing more beautiful than that, in my opinion. I think it's a beautiful thing. A lot of times people like to say, oh, and I said this before. Listen, if you are a person and you're happy being single and you really enjoy your life, kudos to you. I'm not mad at that. I can respect people's choices and what you choose to do. I respect anybody, as long as you're respecting me. If you're respectable, I respect you. But if you disrespect me, I could disrespect you back. I know how to get ghetto. But what I'm saying is I respect people's choices. I'm not trying to tell people not to live their life the way they want to. What I'm saying is a lot of people are complaining about a certain lifestyle that they don't have, but they're not willing to really do what's necessary to get it. They just think it's just supposed to happen. A man is supposed to fall into your lap, and he's supposed to fall into your lap as a millionaire who's gonna come in and change your life drastically. And it just really don't happen like that. I mean, not like that. And I just think that, too many women are looking for this miracle man, and it doesn't exist. You have to put in some work. Just like you're working hard with them PhDs and them degrees and your jobs, you're going to have to work hard with a person too. Because both of y'all working together, building together, that means more for your future. I don't understand why people don't get it. What's going on, Jason? How are you? Uh, it's just crazy. It really is. So, yeah, I'm all for whatever your choices are. I don't have a problem with people's choices. Just don't push an agenda on everybody else, or push your failures or the things that you haven't been able to experience onto other people. Just speak on your own specific experiences. You dealt with a deadbeat, you dealt with a deadbeat. That don't mean every man is a deadbeat. You wouldn't want a man to judge every woman based off of his experience with one or two women. You wouldn't want a man to put his trauma and his issues onto you, which some do that now. Some do that. But I don't think you should. I don't think a man should. Don't push your traumas and the things that you dealt with one particular woman or two particular women onto every woman, because everybody is not the same. So each side, don't do that. Don't dump your trauma onto a woman just because the last woman did you dirty. No, judge the person off their actions, what they're doing, not what the last person did to you, because that's unfair. So men do that. For men who do that, don't do that. For women who do that, don't do that. You gotta even the slate for the new person. Don't trauma dump your past experiences on the new person until they give you a reason to or something that shows you that they're like that. Don't put that on them, because that's just gonna, you're not gonna create something doing that. You gotta give people the benefit of the doubt till they show you something otherwise. People do that though, and I don't recommend you do that. You know, take a person for at face value for who they are and what they show you. Not just only what they show you, but what they say and how they move. What they say and what they do matters. You can only tell if a person is loyal based on their actions, what they say, and if they honor what they say, if they actually say what they gonna do, and they say it and they do it. If you meet a person who's telling you one thing and they're doing something else, that's a red flag. That means you all talk, but you're not about the action. If you're not doing what you say, then now I'm gonna call you a hypocrite, or I'm not gonna trust you. I'm not gonna believe you. And a lot of times too, there are men that women come across. Now let's just keep it honest. There are men that women come across who talk a good game, and a lot of times they do it to impress the woman, knowing that that's not really something that they can do. But women hold on to that kind of stuff. Don't tell a woman that you can do something that you know you can't do. Because as women, when you say you could do it, we look for you to do it. It would be better off not to create a scenario in our heads, because we look for that. Don't tell somebody you could do something and you don't do it, because now that she's building that up in her head. She's adding all the times that you say you're gonna do something that you're gonna do and you don't do it. She's adding that up. She's got a mental log of every time you said that you was capable of doing something and you don't do it. You'll be better off not saying it. Don't say that you could commit to something that you don't think you could commit to. Before you do that with women, know for a fact you can commit to something or do something before you say it. Because that's the one thing women don't like. They're gonna look at you as a liar, and what happens is it builds distrust. If they sit around you long enough and you keep doing that, then they're not gonna trust you. That's where you find women who don't trust nothing you say. They don't trust nothing you do, because you haven't come through on the things you said in the past. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I would give to men too, to not, or anybody. Hell, your word is how y'all say, your word is your bond. Like I believe that. I think if you're gonna tell somebody something, come through with it. If you don't think you could come through with it, don't tell them. Just keep that to yourself till you ready, till you know you in a position to do what you say. Then you're confident and comfortable to say it. But until then, don't try to impress nobody. Don't try to impress nobody with shit you know you can't do, because she don't know anything until you tell her. See, you could not have the money for something, but don't bring it up. And I've seen men do that. They start trying to impress these women and tell them, "Oh yeah, I can do this and I can do that." And she like, "Yeah," and she gonna test you on it. If you could do that, okay, all right. Then they start trying to promise stuff, and then they sweating on. They go try to get the money for it, and they know they can't do it, and then don't say nothing, because don't say nothing. And she like, "Oh, well, what happened to when you said you was gonna do such and such?" And he like, "Oh well, yeah, I couldn't do it right then. I'm gonna try to do it next weekend, or I'm gonna try to do it." But she like, "Okay, well, why you told me you could do it?" That's how women are. Women gonna question that kind of shit. And then you gotta make excuses, and some men get mad. Well, look, why, then when they get mad, that's a red flag. Am I lying? Let me know if I'm lying. I've seen it play out. Now I don't think it's every man, because every man don't operate like that. You will be better off not saying anything. Keep it simple. Keep it simple for what you can do at the moment. Don't make no promises that you can't keep. You know what I'm saying? Because women pay attention to that kind of shit. So that's a little tidbit right there. You know, women, and that's when, and once you do that and you never follow through, now once again, now she don't trust you. And trust is everything. Treat others how you want to be treated. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Truth serum or lie detector test kits, since DNA tests are so important. Her mom knew the first time she met me, told her I was good for her, but she tried being bossy. Didn't work, child. DNA test should be mandatory for every child born. I think so too. Garuda Legends. I think DNA testing should be mandatory, because you don't know what these heifers out here doing, and we clearly see they'll lie to the end. Your child be 20 years old, then you'll find out, goddamn, that ain't your child. So DNA tests should be mandatory. You've been raised a kid to adulthood, walking around, yeah, my son going to college, yeah, he doing good, and they ain't even your son. How disturbing is that? So yes, DNA testing should be mandatory. Mandatory. I believe that. Yeah. So you'll know early on, this man had several children with his wife, and none of the children were his. Oh, but we have princesses and queens and stuff who are all perfect, living in a perfect world, living in this Barbie world. They all perfect, and all the men are just tragic. Crazy. All right, y'all. Let me wrap this up. It was nice chilling with y'all. It was nice talking to y'all, but I gotta get out of here. I'm tired. Make sure you hit the like button on y'all way out. Please hit the like button on y'all way out, y'all. I gotta go to sleep. I'm tired as hell. But I wanted to get my 2 cents on this DDG thing. Shout out to DDG. I hope he's able to see his baby, because that man loves that child. Hopefully, Umar Johnson and his daughter can get it together, and the other daughters too, and however many children he got, child. Hopefully, they can figure that out. And hopefully we get somebody who changed their mentality and learn what's most important for relationships, Lord. I'm going to pray that somebody listening can change their mindset and get it together and get what they want, you know. And if it don't apply to you and you don't want none of this relationships, okay, then live your best life. Do you, be happy. Do you, boo? I'm happy for whatever you happy with. And hopefully the men who are looking for wives and children, hopefully they can find them a decent woman to create a family with and build a life together. I'm going to pray for that too. Because a lot of these men are good dudes. They just want a decent woman that they can work with and cooperate with and build something. That's all they want. But if you a man out here and you ain't got your shit together and you out here thinking that a woman is perfect and all that, you going to have to change some stuff too. You're going to have to get out of your butt crack and realize everybody got issues. And nobody is perfect, and you're going to have to compromise in some way. It don't mean you're less of a man if you got to compromise with a woman, because y'all compromise with each other. You still a man. You still a man. A woman can't be a man. As long as you can get a woman that knows she's a woman and not trying to be you, and she's willing to compromise and she's willing to work and build, you better snatch her up and don't mess it up. Don't be an asshole thinking that the highway, the way, no way or the highway, that ain't gonna get you what you want either. Just saying. If you could find a decent woman, you better work with her. Your manhood is not compromised because you got to compromise with a woman. I'm just saying. So there's some out here that got to learn some of that too on both ends. I'm still learning stuff. Trust me, I had to learn too how men operate through my husband, how men are different from women. Men don't like to talk as much. I had to get used to that. Still trying to get used to that. I could talk a lot, especially when it comes to my husband. I talk a lot. He's not that talkative. And I used to be like, well, why you don't say as much as I do? You don't talk like you don't communicate like I do. Nah, he's a man. He don't have all them words, and they don't want us talking too much either. They want you to shut the hell up sometime. Sometimes it's better to shut the hell up. They don't like all that talking. But if a man tell you, you know what, just shut up. It's not always a threat or anything. It's just he just don't like all that talking. Women yap, we talk too much. They want you to be quiet. Shut up. Just smile. Look cute. That's not a bad thing. I had to learn that too. Then I'm always thinking I'm right. I was like that. And I got to get the last word. And trust me, I talk about it because I've been there. I know I'm not perfect. And I know I was raised by a single mother. Come on now. There's some trauma there. But I worked on it. See, I've worked on it for years. So I'm at a better place. I understand things better because I lived it. And my husband, let me know in a nice way. Hold up. You need that sometimes. You need a little correction in the right way. You need somebody to let you know when you messing up. You need somebody to check you and let you know when you wrong, and vice versa. But y'all need to see yourself. A lot of times people don't see themselves. You think you're doing everything right, and really you're not. So there's nothing wrong with constructive criticism. We all got to learn. And I want people to understand that, child. Y'all out here looking for love and relationships in the wrong way, Like they out here, it ain't, that's why it's so difficult to find. Men want peace. They want y'all to love them and show love just like you want them to show you love. They show you love, take care of you, love you, do all this stuff. They want a little peace and they want you to be quiet sometimes. They're going to talk to you. Y'all going to have laughing moments. We've had a lot, so we have our moments. We have a good time. But it's like times is when to be quiet though, when to shut the hell up sometimes. Give them a little solace. Hell, they don't want you yapping in their ear all the time. There's time for that. When they want to hear you, talking, they're gonna come to you and sit down and then they want you to talk. But when they want some peace and quiet or they're busy doing something, they don't want you. And then my husband is very he's actually sweet. He deal with my talking. Like he'll be trying to do stuff, but he won't say, look, I'm trying to do something, holler at me later. He'll just let me talk, and then I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna come back. I see what you're doing, because he'll stop what he's doing and listen to me, and then I have to be like, oh no, go ahead, do what you're doing. I'm gonna come back because I see you busy. I didn't know, whatever, and then let him do his thing because he'll let me talk. But I know now, okay, no, he was trying to really, he was doing some type of work or whatever, and now I know I'll be back. So that, because I know better now, you know, it ain't that hard. I mean, once you understand each other, but that takes time. People are trying to get to that point in 6 months. People are trying to get to that level in six. No, boo, you're gonna have to work, put in the work. You have to put in the work. You can't try to think you're gonna get to that level in that short period of time. No, it takes a while. That's all I'm saying. You got to put in the work to reap the benefits. But everybody want the benefits without the work, and it's never going to work like that. You're just going to find yourself going from place to place to place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, it's just work. And if you don't want to put in the work, how you going to get anywhere? You put in the work for them degrees and them jobs. Well, relationship is work as well. You got to be worth something to you to want to put time and effort. If it's worth it to you, you're going to be willing to put in the work and the time and the effort to build it up. But if it ain't worth nothing to you, this is how you know, because they don't want to put in the work. They just want you to cater to their every need. They want you to give them everything they want without any effort, work, or nothing. Because they special, they the prize. They got a vagina, they got a big fat BBL, and they think all of that, and they got a PhD, and they got a job themselves. But they want you to come to the table whole, everything put up on the table, everything together, take care of them 100% and their kids. And that's what you're supposed to do for the relationship. While she give you a little piece of some ran through coochie, and that's all you get. So men know your worth. Just like women do not settle for that. Unless you want to. Because guess what? I don't control nobody. You do what you want. You won't settle for some ran through coochie, and just because she got a big BBL, okay, do your thing. But know what it is. It's just, it's just your turn. It ain't somebody that really want to be committed to you and build with you. She gonna want you gonna have to pay for that too. You're gonna have to pay for that ran through coochie and that BBL. You gonna have to pay. And they want a stack to get a piece of the ran through coochie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even, they're gonna give you a little taste of it. You probably don't like it anyway, unless you're desperate. I mean, if you ain't had coochie in years, yeah, a little piece of random coochie might work for you. I'm just saying. That might work for you. You might be like so desperate that you just take anything at that point. What I was saying, he looking at the ladies who coming out the tents, who homeless. He say he'll screw a homeless lady who living in a tent. What's his name? Corey Holcomb. That fool is crazy. I'm just saying, it's up to you. I don't make them decisions. I'm just saying, if it don't apply, let it fly. All right? All right, y'all. I gotta get out of here. I don't talked enough. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody who supports the channel. Everybody who gave super chats and cash apps, I appreciate you guys for that. Everybody who thumbs up the stream, I appreciate you for that. Everybody who supports the channel, make sure you are watching the videos posted on the channel, y'all. Go over and watch the videos, like, share them if you can. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live. Make sure you are doing that to support the channel, y'all. So that's it. Also, if you want to support the channel, you can purchase merchandise. If you want to, you can purchase a t-shirt or a mug. That definitely helps the channel as well. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. I'm so sorry, y'all. I was saying, y'all be safe out here in these streets. um what else? Make sure you are watching the videos on the channel, y'all, because views are down. But make sure y'all at least watch and at least leave a like. That would definitely help the channel out, y'all. So I appreciate you guys once again. Y'all be safe, take care. I will see you guys really, really soon. Do y'all like this time slot? I may be able to do lives at 6 p.m. Would y'all prefer the 6 p.m.? Well, it's Central Standard Time. Are y'all okay with the 6? I'm gonna try it again. 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Is that okay? I'm gonna just try that. Um and just see where it goes. But make sure you guys have that notification bell clicked on so that you'll be notified when I go live, okay? So make sure you guys are doing that. Continue to watch the videos, y'all, please, and hit the like button on the video to let me know that you liked and you watched the video. So thank y'all once again for being here. I appreciate you guys. Y'all be safe until next time. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye.